don't know if anybody can hear me, but I was logged out of like everything, and even though I just sent this message in chat, and then it just logged me out of that, so I'm trying to get logged back onto chat. So I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I'm just kind of working on that for a second. I'm the freaking streamer, and it's legitimately like, hey, you can't use your chat. You can hear me good. I couldn't even read chat, y'all. Like I was just like when I was speaking to nothing. I know you were there, I was really just speaking to the essence of what you may be. So OBS, what I used to stream on. Oh my god, I'm orange as hell. Don't want to reflect that. OBS, which is what I used to stream, uh, had an update to that it has multi-streaming, so you don't need something like Restream or something. So I was trying to set that up, and then so I could stream to YouTube because I have a YouTube, obviously. And then it just because that would be cool, right? I never got the chance to figure out look at Restream. I'm busy, man. Like I mean, if you could look at my hands, I've got like they're stained because I've been working on my wife's car. Um, Life, man, you know. So I never got a chance to look at Restream. And then this was set up, and I was like, it looked like it was just a couple clicks. I was like, oh, no problem. And then I had to go through this whole thing of like looking at how the YouTube thing works, whatever. And then I enabled it, and it was like, you can stream on YouTube in 24 hours. And I was like, thick. So I was like, okay, fuck that. I'm just gonna stream. And then when I hit stream, it logged me out of everything. So updates, right? Am I right? Updates. Crazy. How's everybody doing? How's MSF treating everybody? Oh. I went freaking 1-2 last week, which is not exciting. Definitely got my ass kicked. A lot of Odins out there. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do to an Odin. I'm so close, but I can't. It's very much. There's such a limit in punch ups when there's fucking Odins, man, and I don't have one. Like it's really tough. I like to think that I've changed. Wait, what's going on? I think a lot of this stuff is even hold on. Like even right now, like my Spotify thing is like half the size it normally is. Most Odins are on defense, I would assume. They are, and there's nothing I can freaking do about it, man. I gotta double sack everything, so even if I full clear, I lose everything. That's exactly what I mean. I mean, there's nothing I can do. So there's a couple on offense. I will say there are a couple on offense. But I mean, even they're in there clearing my shit pretty easy. Granted, I say that, but that's coming off of me going 2-1 and 3-0. I went 2-1, 3-0, and then 1-2. You can one shot out. No, I fucking can't. I know I don't have any of that shit either. I've looked at all the counters. I can't one shot Odin and also clear the other rooms because also I'm dealing with shit like the SPS Mephisto and then Annihilators by themselves. I need a more just the way my defense is set up. It's just not a thing. You have Mephisto. I sure do. He was on defense. I sure do have Mephisto. Mephisto, Nightcrawler, Spider Slayer, Green Goblin Classic, and Vulture. Yep, so I would have to completely redo my... Well, and I'm not opposed to that, and it doesn't really matter now. That's not gonna work. Then I have a big hole in my defense, right? Odin's important, man. I know. Sorry, it will work. It doesn't work for me. Because then all of a sudden, one of the things that's holding in my defense, I'm losing on. I need my missing characters. That's what it is. I just got Jean Grey the other day and brought her automatically to gear tier 18. Oh, let me give a shout out, by the way, Real Bubba Hotep. I do not mean anything I said in like a you have no idea what you're talking about. I know you know what you're talking about. It's the way my roster is set up, the way my defense and shit is set up. It's just not swinging. Because I went through all that stuff. Now, granted, could I have swapped my defense? Yes, I would have had to rethink the whole thing. And now we're at the what is it? New Ultimate 32 or whatever. Speaking of big holes. No, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Bro, are you in Masters? Pretty sure you're in Masters. I'm in Plat 2, I will say that. I did, I have been doing good enough that, I broke out of my cycle of being stuck in Gold 3 and Plat 1, and I ended up in Plat 2. And I'm holding my own in Plat 2, but every single attack is at least 60 million punch-up. Which is tough without an Odin. Ugh. Got the last peppermint coffee in one of these variety packs. The peppermint ones are always like, for me, but gotta get them done. And I already had a cup of coffee this morning. I woke up at 5:30. I started messing. But how's everybody doing? Hope everybody made it through snow and stuff. Okay. I'm not gonna get political. I almost did. I need to reach Real Bubba Hotep. I need to reach out to you. I really need to I've been just trying to catch up in work since we got back for real, and things have been nuts. I want to hit you up, and we need to hook up for that podcast interview. I still want to do it. I haven't reached out, which is 100% my fault. I'm letting myself get over encumbered by the shit I'm doing, and it really shouldn't be as bad as I keep making it. Ohio here, we're used to the snow. That's good. No, it wasn't. My brother-in-law is in Ohio, and they were sending my wife. He was sending my wife. They being him and his fiance. They were sending my wife pictures and stuff because it seemed pretty crazy there. But they also, I think they're in walking distance of all the stuff they do, so they're chill. They're in Cincinnati. Sounds good, buddy. Take your time. As long as I have a few days' notice, I can schedule it and be free. Bro, I'll schedule far out. It's all good there. I need to get my shit together and actually spend some time editing and stuff like that. I've got 9 recorded. My goal was 12 before I released episode 1. I've got 9 done and 2 edited, which isn't good. And I was supposed to get the 12 done before. The goal was before January, I think 5th, and I'm at 9. So it's taken a lot of the wind out of my sails. Also, those people you tried to hook me up with to maybe interview, they never got back to me. So that sucks. Okay, where are we at? Well, granted, I only hit them up on Twitch. I never did any extra follow-up, but that could also be my fault. Everything's my fault. Ah! Remember to spend your uncanny energy and also your ISO energy because I forgot to use it. Figures, female. No comment. As long as the Constitution's still around, I plead the 5th. Number 5. Like you're throwing your life away. But outside of that, we've been rolling. I've been trying to build towards DD8, but I keep running out of what the hell's going on? I keep running out of the basic ISO 8 stuff. I didn't even notice myself do a pokey catch. The basic ISO 8 stuff. I can't think of what it's called right now. Just the ions or whatever. I keep running out. So I have all the material. I don't have the currency to get them where I need it. Ooh, achievement. Log in 440 days. Out of all that 1,440 days, I've missed 1 day. A single day. And it was over Thanksgiving. Because I was driving. I did an 11.5-hour drive. But luckily, I caught one of those streak surges. Yeah, out of those, the 1,440 days, I've missed one day. Even in the midst of, like, all sorts of crazy shit. Blacker. I know, man. I know. You know, for all around Thanksgiving, my wife and I, we went to not Fort Smith. That's really close. That's where you are. We went to what is the name of that fucking town? Fort Worth in Texas. And then we went to Fort Worth, drove back, was here for like 2 days, and we drove to Iowa. Drove to Cedar Falls, Iowa, which is like 11 hours. Ugh. Ultimate 32 starts. I hadn't looked at this at all. We can set our Crucible defense today. Outside of feature, I really don't think there's much to do unless I can magically get my legendary done for... here, let me finish. Hold on, ADD. You hold on. Okay, we need this uncanny energy. Did we do this? I unlocked Jean. Did I do her little thing? I did do her little thing right there. Okay, so... fine. I'm gonna do 50 refreshes. This is a milestone on the web store. Make sure you're watching that shit for those of you who still care. There isn't... I don't really think... there's really nothing like super crazy awesome to be farming from these. I feel like there's some gold orbs in... like gold orb fragments. Here's training orb fragments. We'll take those. We'll just dump our last 20. My wife and I have, as of yesterday, started rewatching all of the MCU by only watching Captain America 1, but still, we're gonna do it in chronological order. We did this before No Way Home came out. Will we include the shows? I'm not sure. My ADD and OCD are always battling. That's the beauty. This shit is what I always run out of. I don't even think it's enough to get me where I need to go. Let's see where we're at. I would love to be able to continue in DD8 today. I think this is the last shit I need to build. I have all of these guys are ready for legendary except for Gladiator. I need him. I keep running out. I have 75,000. Do that so I can at least... Can I at least get the 2? Can I at least get the 2? I'm at 43. Yeah. That's it. That's as far as we can go. Like, this is where I've been for, well, since last week anyway, so for at least a week. And it's just been Gladiator. And then also my fucking Alliance up one of the raids, what is it, Spotlight Raid 2? So it's like, oh, you need this at tier 3 ISO level 2. And I'm like, can't fucking do that. It was like, they sent a thing out on Discord and they were like, hey, how many people do you not have? And I was like, 5. It was like 5 or more. I was like, 5 or more. And they're like, let's up the raid difficulty. Not that I'm the most important in the Alliance. I'm like very middle ground. I'm one of the most active, I think. But still, I was like, fuck. So I can't even do that. I can do like the first 2 nodes or something. But anyway, so we're stuck there. Alright, so let's look at our stores. Is Ultimate 32 yeah, we can look at the defense. We can look at the defense today. I think that'll help. Is it the same rule? Is it the same rules as this last season or season 12, or is it hell, I got a Cosmic Crucible video still have to edit and post. Not that anybody's gonna watch it now, but damn, man, I hate these fucking orbs so much. You get nothing. Nothing. I don't think there's anything I specifically need here. I think I got Thanos where I needed him to go since last week. Which I was popping these last week to get good job, Frosty. I was popping those to try and get Thanos maxed out. Oh, I think I'm still level 100 as well. How many you tryhards are at 105? Who's there? Oh, what am I even doing with my life right now? What's going on? My brain had just like the biggest, like, I clicked out of there and I was like, what the hell is going on? Oh, I'm playing Marvel Strike Force? I like just woke up from amnesia, but now I don't remember. I guess maybe I just got amnesia from sitting here. What the fuck are we doing? What's going on? What's in this coffee? I'm being dead serious. If you can get the 800k from the Alliance milestone, it helps. Which Alliance milestone? I was... Yeah, I've been hitting this pretty hard. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fill this in or not. Yeah, 1 is 1. Ugh. What are these? Are the Alliance best participate? Level characters. Earn Gene Gray Shard. That's nothing. Battle in raids. Is that what this one is? Retreat. Cover. Oh, right here. Yeah. Good fucking luck. I don't have a war today. Is there anything? I mean, is there anything else I could do to move? Yeah, maxed out raids. I hate that maxed out bullshit. And there's nothing here, right? I got the free claims already. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. Raids are maxed out. There's literally nothing I can do to move forward on this. And I've maxed everything, right? And I'm not even... look at that. I've maxed everything, and here I am. I stopped paying attention to the fucking milestones because I know if I just try hard on all the fucking modes, it's fine. Good connection. Only need me to fight your demons. I need to reach out to the singer of this. He's supposed to be on the podcast too. All right, let's get back to... Okay, let's look at this. So, So this is going away in 2 days. Yep. You get 2 of these for 20k. So I'm done here because I'm not going to be able to get that in the amount of time we have. I'm just going to start dumping this, which I kind of have been, honestly. But on the inside of retreat, pillowcase and scream at you to leave. Let's see. All right, we got to buy some shit. Yeah, and the biggest chunk of my last Mega Gold jackpot was Jean Grey. As soon as I got her unlocked, I brought her up in hopes of being able to continue in raids, but it didn't. I need to progress on tier 3 ISO, which I cannot. I am completely constrained by my lack of money. Allow. Sadly, it's an alliance-based milestone. If you don't have an alliance that all participates, you're boned. Yeah, it seems to maybe be the case. Which I think for the most part, my alliance is usually pretty, I don't know how that, because you said boned, maybe? It got auto modded. You didn't even say anything bad. But yeah, I have a pretty active alliance, I think. I'm pretty sure. But, you know, shit happens. I know a lot of people are petering off just the game in general, and they're just letting it die. But we're here till the end. Friends till the end. Yeah, let's do raids. Yeah, let's see how much stuff we can do in the raid. They put ions in that, but not the crystals, correct? Correct. In the milestone? Realize it's just saying check out real Bubba Hotep and nothing else. Oh wait, that wasn't it. The hell? Oh, shout out? There you go. It's dependent on people clearing Spotlight too, though isn't Is it for the Alliance one? So unless you have Herc, Gene, Purple, ISO on everyone. Yeah, and that's where, so like that's, I think that's where I'm at. Yeah, I can't do anything. Maybe my Alliance screwed us over, but most of us can't play in here. Because I don't have Herc unlocked, and I have Gene unlocked, but I just started building her, and I've been prioritizing DD8 so I can get fucking Odin. My goal is to unlock Odin before DD9 comes out. And I feel like I'm so fucking close, and yet it's just not happening. That will be the first time, I think the first time. I could be wrong. I feel like that'll be the first time I have all the current DD characters. That might be wrong though. I might have been all up to date on Skrull. I feel like I had Skrull and Mephisto came out pretty quick. I don't know. I could be wrong. I got Skrull and Apoc like the same day. Get gooder. Fair enough. And only 1 or 2 3 build with my alliance and go into the second section. Yeah. That's exactly where we're at. And then I still, for some reason, even though I have like I have almost like maxed out raid teams, I still can't sim these super reliably, which is great. Get richer. I'm trying. Trying. You to go fuck off. I'm gonna throw a penny in there because Omega Sentinel sucks. What else are we playing, y'all? What are we doing? I've been playing Monopoly Go a lot. A little bit of Pokemon. But really just been collecting cards on Pokemon Pocket. Would you spend if you had the money, though? Maybe not right now. It's really tough to say. Because it's funny because I'll spend in Monopoly Go or even Pokemon because I spend like $2 to $3 and I'll do it more often than not, right? Like I will. But on here, it doesn't matter unless you have like $20. Like spending doesn't matter on here unless you have $20. So I'm not there's nothing I'm gonna buy with, that's the trouble. Right? And Monopoly's a fucking scopely game, but every now and then when I get to an event and I want to win it, I'll be like, oh, $3. I get, 500 rolls. And they do nothing. But I'll spend $3. I'm not spending $20 on almost nothing on this fucking game. I feel like there's plenty of people that have the money, but it's not worth it to them. Stop being smart and not spending on a game that doesn't matter. Yeah. I love that I had said the thing about this and then they all died. That's pretty cool. I could have saved a couple cores and not brought Penny back and just swapped it on Mega Sentinel, but it's fine. Whatever. Ugh. But I'll spend if I'm having fun. Right now, it's just like, I just have a dedication. The only reason I'm still playing this game is I'm dedicated to it. Like, I've got goals in my head, and that's all we're gonna do right there. And I'm just gonna like knock it out. So you would have to make 10 times what you are now to make $20 equivalent to $20 and start dropping that left and right. Wait, you'd have to make 10 times where you are now to make $20 equivalent to the $2. Start dropping that left and right. I mean, I don't know if that's actually the proportion there. $20 just maybe I would feel like that if that's how my perception of money works, and I don't know that. More like I just don't. I'm just willing. My mentality is I'm willing to spend less money more often. Like I might hit the 20. Like if there was deals in here, I might spend $20 on multiple offers. Does that make sense? But for the most part, my wife and I focus on paying off debt really hard. Especially since, I'm a big old school rat and I've been doing classes since I was 5. And here I sit as a 30-something-year-old. I think this is my last run in school though. I don't think I'm gonna do any more. The value of a degree has gone down a lot. So honestly, I'm trying to keep the mental I'm trying to keep positive in the fact that I'm so close to the goals I've had since I was a child, even though they don't feel like they're worth it anymore. uh, but we try. We persevere. Alright, we got all these. I don't think there's anything useful in here. Have they ever updated this? I know, obviously they did like years ago, but like... But like, who's looking for the 6 purple training mats? Like, who's that helping? Just people that are like level 20? Okay, so we have raids. We'll have to wait for that to flip over. We need ISO 8 energy. We had a bunch left out. We had a bunch of stuff, and now we're done. Pretty sure that's it. I don't think we have it. Oh yeah, and then yeah, we can do the Cosmic Crucible defense. See, for me, I don't like traveling or like, you know, being outside or having any expensive hobbies, so disposable income goes into a game. That's fair. I'm also a big retro game collector, so my disposable income goes into comic books and goes into comic books and retro games. So I do have actually you can see my mess. I've been redoing my office and my storage, and I got a new so that's all fine, and I got it all out of the way, whatever. And then I got a new catalog app for my retro games, so I got them all out. That's what's all on the floor over there. It's just boxes and boxes of retro games. And I was going through them and recataloging everything I have. For insurance purposes, two, so that I have a you know, up-to-date record, because I randomly will buy shit when I come across it. I just bought Earthworm Jim on Sega Genesis the other day. Somebody had it at a flea market for $5. I was like, fuck yeah. It's not the Frosty Osty himself. What's up, Code Rifle? How's it going, man? Been a minute. You still streaming, bud? Making it, man. Making it. 3-star Jean Grey. Yep, Hercules. Not an option. Not an option. Are these about... These are about to end too, huh? I don't think I'm at... Currently just checking to see if I can do any more of these. 5-star Kahori. I don't think I have a 5-star Kahori. I don't. I also don't have time these days. 4 days a week? Nice, man. I also don't have time these days with my daughter around to sit and and play RPGs or shooters for very long, so mobile games become the way for me to play here and there. That's the cool things about mobile games, man. You can always kind of slide them in, you know? Sometimes 5 days, but I think you would be in bed. Yeah, dude, I'm a early to bed or early to rise type fella. But regardless, we're giving a shout out. Code Rifle. Code Rifle and I went to high school together. Code Rifle is a variety streamer and does giveaways and things like that. Very entertaining fella. Another Arkansan streamer, for those of you interested in our Arkansan streamers. Bro, no kidding, my kiddo takes most of my time. Although these days I spend enough time on MSF and AALR that I could drop them and have time to play a more serious game. That's how I feel about MSF for sure. MSF takes up a lot of my time with getting my war attacks in, Cosmic Crucible. LOL, high school seems so long ago. Bro, it was long ago. I hate to tell you, brother. We're closer to 15 years than 10. Right? And I know there's people out there, I know some of the people in chat are like, 15 years, lol, but you were in my shoes once too. But I do wish that Cosmic Crucible started Saturday nights. I feel like that would work better for only me, though. Nobody else. But fuck everyone else. I'm the most important. I don't think that way at all. Or at least I like to think I don't. Okay. I'm just being really thorough since these are ending and I don't have anything to do. We're 39 minutes into the 3-hour stream, and I have nothing to do. Where we're at. Pretty good. Other than we can set Cosmic Crucible defense. That's going to be really it. Oh, Rifle with the biddies. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I'm going to go to the one chip challenge. Yeah, I need to get that ordered. I feel like Real Bubba Hotep is always like, hey, did you get order that? I need to order that. Let's see. There's straight up just no... There's just straight up no way for me to get any more purple ISO. That's just what it is. Also, does he count as legendary? Oh, he counts as cosmic. That's what it is. You don't get them from any of these. Yeah, it's not a thing. Let's see. Because there's literally no events right now. It's literally just this, Ultimate 32. We've only ever done this once before, right? Well, at least I'm not the bottom of the... Or maybe I am. Good. Second to last. Not last, but second to last. Okay, so... Last is at 67 million, and he's got Odin, so I'll go fuck myself, I guess. I'm at 84 million. And let's see what number one's at. 161. So, little under 80 million punch up. Set best 3 defenses. So, what are the room rules for this? I haven't even looked. Let's look. Yeah, these are different. I mean, there's only three rooms, huh? Oh, somebody didn't read the blog post. It's me. I didn't do it. I haven't been reading them in a while because they're depressing. I think we should keep Infinity watching here. Honestly. Okay, what are our rules here? Uncanny Avengers. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, Scopely. I don't have Hercules. It's not an option. Like, hold on. I got 2,911. Let's see if we can get Hercules. 1 is abilities, 2 is immortal, 3 was something. Hold on. Let's see. No. We're going to the store. God. Where are we? Hold on. What is a coherent thought anyway? We're going to go to the Uncanny Avengers. All right, we're at 25 out of 100 for Hercules. I'm gonna pop, I think, 2 of his core orbs and see if we get lucky. Blue. All right, 27. So we're at 27. We're at 27. Let's see what we can do here. We're gonna do 2 of these. Blue, with 10, so 37. So far away. This is more depressing than the blog post. Green. Fuck. Oh, 8. So still not 6 though. So we're at 45. Still a ways to go. What is this you're showing me? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna mute this. I don't know what you're about to show me. Mute! More gone. Oh, is it more people have left MSF? Maybe they should listen to the fucking community. Let's boil on. Yeah, the game sucks now. It sucks since July. There has been nothing good since July. I will stand on that motherfucking soapbox. He's now tracking through the events and the number of acting players. Dude, like as soon as they announced how Captain Britain was released in, I'm pretty sure it was fucking July. As soon as they announced that shit, this game sucked. It has sucked, and it was like before that, for like I think 4 or 5 months, the game was like it turned into a golden age, and they were listening to people and all sorts of shit. And now it's just like awful, and they don't give a fuck. They're like, it's over. It's like, or people, you know, if you appeal to the player base, they stay and you make more money. Just because you're not making more money at that exact moment, now you're losing money. Congratulations. Because I will say, in Cosmic Crucible, one thing I have noticed a lot more is people that don't play. My one win last week, I was 1-2. My 1 week, the guy was hadn't played in 8 days. Like, obviously I was gonna win that. I had a good score too, though. Got proof. I've got the video. I just didn't post it. Okay, so we didn't pull Hercules, so we're probably fucked on that node 2. They're falling past you now. Yeah, exactly. Like there's a bunch of falling Krakens. All I gotta do is just a couple clear. I gotta clear a room, and I'm usually good to go. Not usually. Sorry, this has happened twice. The quitters fall like anvils out of diamond. Yeah, I don't want to go to diamond. I want to stay in plat. I don't want to go to gold. I want to stay in plat. I want to get my diamond orbs and be happy with that. And speaking of, we have some diamond orbs open. Like you're throwing your lot. We also could open these. And actually, let's we're gonna open these, but I'm gonna use a an orb. I'm gonna use we're gonna open all these. Ammonite in chat, exclamation point, pokey catch. So what are y'all using for the ultimate 32 defenses? What are we using? We're gonna look at that pretty hard here in a second, but I wanna get out all my I want to get out all of my shit, I did the wrong thing again. I want to get out all of my potential promotions. If I can get more diamond stuff, that'd be great. So right now we're just trying to get all these dark promo credits that we can. And yes, I have a macro to do this. Is this how I get banned? I do a macro on screen. It's okay. I don't use it to blitz because I don't blitz anymore. Because why? I hit the milestone and I'm done. Blitz is dead. RTA is dead. They're still taking up code space. I actually liked Blitz too, just because I like anything that you get rewarded for grinding. That's the free-to-play way. If you're free-to-play and you didn't like blitzing, you need to reevaluate your free-to-playness. But I enjoy blitzing when it gives an advantage. If you can grind that shit out, 8 rotations a day, I'm fine with it. I've always been fine with putting in that work. Then I got simming. Cap Sam is the biggest tune in the game. What do you... Oh, that took me a second. I was like, what are you talking about? Because I definitely, you know... What's he called on here? I can't even remember. I call him Cap Sam. But I just realized I don't actually know what he's called in here. Is he Captain America Sam Wilson? I'm confused now. Cap Sam is the biggest tune in the game. You mean Uncle Sam? That's how I took it. I know Cap Sam got reworked. Is he good? Is he that good? What am I missing? There's so much potential with what you just said. I'm so lost. I have to finish working on my wife's car today, and it kind of looked like it was gonna rain, and I'm halfway done changing her brakes, so that's exciting. Looks like we're carpooling tomorrow. I'll probably have to stay home on the morning of Tuesday just to finish her fucking car if it rains. Either that or I'm gonna drive 40 minutes to my brother's house in that freaking hellscape of a car and try to use his garage. Think so. He's over 1.2 million. Hot. Dig it a damn. We have a ways to go. I wish you could open multiple of these orbs. I've never quite understood why you can't. I guess we could have played Stream Raiders today. That probably would have been good. Oh, goodness. I gotta blow my nose. Here, I'm not gonna go to the be right back screen. I'm just gonna let this roll. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go blow my nose. I think when I've been debating because I don't know what game to stream after this. I don't know. I've been really going back and forth, but I've been thinking about doing just retro game streams, and then get a randomizer and put my game catalog in a randomizer, and then I'll let the randomizer pick what game I'm playing, and I'll just play it all the way through. What's up, Frosty Cat in the Hat? What's up, my brother? How you doing, bro? How's it swinging? We're winding and opening orbs very slowly, like everybody loves to watch on Marvel Strike Force. Honestly, I could probably, at this point, I can kind of do this faster, so we'll just do this. Guess this makes sense. Do you really want to know? Do I really want to know? What do you mean? Are you saying that because in reference to playoff season and the upcoming Super Bowl? I assume you're doing shit with that. Gatsby, how it's swinging. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Why not? Just opening all the orbs. There we go. Alright, so that led to dark promo credits. Dark promo credits lead to upgrading other dark things. So out of that, we just got this one orb. Great. Elite 5s. Convert 5s to 6s. We can't, so that's exciting. 6s to 7s. So all that was for nothing, which is good. And then 7s to diamonds, we'll do 1. And that's all we get. Or 225 diamonds. So we actually we affected nothing. So that's exciting. Welcome to Marvel Strike Force. That's a prime example of how the game's been running for me. All that did nothing. I just spent, what is it, 7 minutes doing nothing. But no, I'm sick, so I probably won't be streaming the games today. Oh, that sucks. Well, Okay, so we did that. Okay, let's take an actual look at this. What are we using on defense for this? Okay, overcharged. Special abilities cost 4 more ability energy. Hot fucking damn. Ultimate abilities cost 4 less ability energy. So ultimate heavies, okay. Uncanny Avengers on defense and offense. X-Men characters count as Immortal X-Men and Uncanny Avengers. Avenger characters count as Mighty Avengers and Uncanny Avengers. Okay, so this is theory crafting friendly. Standard. What are the standard rules? All characters gain 20% health, 10% damage after each completed attempt to gain 1 exhausted. Canceled combats do not gain +1 exhausted. Then we've got Turtle Shell getting 50% max barrier on spawn. Barrier yourself for 100% of that character's max health. Gain plus 100% damage on ally death. Barrier yourself for 100% of that character's max health. Kahorian 1. New documentary, All for Nothing. The MSO story. I mean, this is probably... Is this a legitimate fucking team in one? I'm trying to think. So he's not going to be able to special, which is actually better because we want him to... We want Scroll to basic first, so he's flipping shit, right? We ult first, because ult will go first, yeah. So we'll ult... Honestly, add Mephisto, lose Sus. Sounds good. Get out of here, old bitch. Gotta bring it in for the quasi-new. Uncanny Avengers does seem like it would benefit from Extreme Rogue, because they're going to be used in every single defense on Cosmic Crucible for every season ever. I don't know enough about the kits of Immortal X-Men or Uncanny Avengers. I assume that maybe Beast got a rework that's pretty crazy, but Forge also kind of serves that purpose. Because I'm assuming the move is to drop Dormammu and Bishop for sure. We can look at XX Rogue. But I'm curious if Beast finds his way in here. Shadow King, Pop, Kahori. Oh, you're all right. I'm just gonna do whatever Midnight says. Shadow King. We managed to buff him up a little bit, and that's okay. We have the ability. Shadow King. We've got Paviter. There's Pav. We got Shadow King. We got Pav, Kahori, Mephisto, and Miss Marvel Classic. Portland Robocop. Hello, Mr. Rossi, who is also chilly and frosted. What's up, brother?
Also very chilly and frosted.
We're setting Ultimate 32 defense. And by setting, I mean Midnight's telling me what I believe he's using, and I'm just putting it in. Didn't sound rough at all. Miss Marvel Classic. Thank you so much for the biddies. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to ruin my life with the one chip challenge. Very excited. So yeah, let's hit me up with your room 2 options. I'm gonna give some love to Shadow King right quick. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the 32 tourney. Yeah, it starts today. All right, going up. Apply trauma. Okay, we got that one maxed out. Should I T4 his special or his... We're in room 1. So I'm going to T4 his ult. Put Illuminati into. Alright. That's interesting. You'll need a mortal for offense. Auto hand team should hold. Absolutely it will. Hand teams only. You want to win a tournament? Full offense. No defense. Defense is for cowards. And then I want to double check Miss Marvel Classic. Okay, she is at gear tier 18. All right, we'll roll with that for now. You got the true hand job. Absolutely, 100%. Hand is the only appropriate defense. All right, so my man said Illuminati. So that you have Immortal X-Men. What about Uncanny Avengers? Dude, there they are. Yeah, the only one here that I have that's not gear tier 19 is Shuri here. And then Turtle Shell, all the barrier. Now who's the character? We have at least, I think, 2 characters that remove barrier. So that might be a really good offensive tool. But this just feels like a place where you want to just dump people with a huge-ass health pool. I'm actually pretty surprised that I don't have... I probably started building her and just, like, lost track of everything. Just can't access any of that stuff. Pretty cool, pretty comical. I'm just kind of screwed. It's fun being absolutely and utterly screwed in this game all the time. All the time. It's awesome. Super cool. All right, what do we got? Let's see. Room 3. So room 3 has all this barrier. 50% max barrier. Bury yourself for 100% of the character's max health, so health pools are more or less doubled. Gain 100% damage. On ally death, bury yourself for 100% of that character's max health. Rapidash in chat! Exclamation point Pokecatch. I'm opening the Google and we're gonna see what some options are. Marvel Strike Force Ultimate 32 defense. You're doing a feature today? Yeah, I got Jean Grey ready. Was there a roll freight earlier? I hope he's getting a good night's sleep for his dangerous work in the deadly semiconductor mines. Not on this channel, I don't think. Is Rolf not still streaming? I thought he was. I thought he was streaming still. But if he raided me, I didn't get a notification, and he didn't say anything. Is he actually working with mines? That's freaky, bro. Alright, should we go Desir or Updog for recommendations here? Yep, he's still going. I'm gonna yell at him and tell him he needs to go to bed. Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll go Desir. No, I made it up. He works with semiconductors. Okay. Alright, we've got, we currently have a window open. Let's get this window capture. Well, this would be great if I could see it. Where is it? Ah, I assume you mine them like gold or diamond. I don't know. I do wiring, so sometimes I talk about conductors and semiconductors, but that's about as far as I go with it. This is not working. Browser source, maybe? Using room recommendations for each of Dayseer, Darky Dad, and Updog. Well, I'm looking at the Seer. For some reason, it's not letting me show the Google Chrome. Oops, Duelum, not Updog. There we go. We got it. All right.
The 3 diamonds. That's kind of what I'm ideally.
Love you, Desir. We're gonna go faster.
Really anything. And when we play Cosmic Crucible, we play because we enjoy the game mode. At least the people that's kind of in my Discord, the community I'm kind of great on the Discord that kind of follow me on Twitch. I'm very passionate about Cosmic Crucible. It's one of my favorite game modes in here, and I love it.
Yo, what's the multiple platforms in the? I was trying to stream to YouTube, but apparently you need 20 after you have to request access to stream live to YouTube. So I had to wait 24 hours. And I didn't change the title.
And the reason for that is the room rules in here are,
in short, nothing. Next week, hopefully, I'm streaming to YouTube and Twitch. How you doing, Mitsukaze?
So as you know, Hori's ultimate basically has a 6 ability cooldown.
Damn, man, got my hopes up for a PC version. Oh yeah, no. A PC client.
Basically old basic, and as she's ulting, that's gonna start speeding up Shadow King.
So this is what Midnight told me to use. So I've already got this.
And try to get ahead of this team, which is gonna be very, very difficult. For the supporting cast I end up putting in here was Shadow King. So every time there's the ult, he's gonna do a ping. Beatrice in here to get the vulnerables out on the field.
Have I missed any Spider-Man butt screen yet? No.
Classic is in here just in case.
I put on a macro and had it open orbs when I ran and blew my nose. If that's what you're wondering.
There are some other options that could be interesting. One of those could end up being Lady Deathstrike having to keep doing the ult for the bouncing around. You can throw your Annihilators in here with Kahori and Mephisto. Make it so that way you can't get vulnerables on there. Kind of added protection. That definitely could be another option for you. If we scroll down the list, have it to where Falcon basically ults every single turn. He's not going to special because he has a 3 or 4 turn ultimate. Makes it to where every single turn he's going to ult and just barrage the other side of the field. So there are definitely interesting character choices in here.
I may, depending on how we end up doing the last room, I may just go ahead and bring Shadow King and Miss Marvel Classic to level 100.
So now that we have Kahori pulled up, we're going to end up going into the passive ability. On spawn, after all other characters on spawn effects, fill this character's speed bar by 200%. This is the important move because now she's going to end up jumping over to the ult.
Make sure you give Desir a follow, by the way, obviously.
Ability, so it's going to become a 2-2 ability. So she's going to have that 200% turn meter. She's going to ult turn 1, putting her back at the 200%. She's going to basic, go back to ultimate, back to basic, back to ultimate. It's just going to keep doing that rebounding effect, and it's going to be devastating because of how many turns she's going to end up getting. It's going to be a never-ending loop. And the more important thing about this is if we end up pulling up Shadow King. So let's go ahead and do that next. Now that we have Shadow King here, we're going to pull up his passive ability. And this block of text right here where it says, when this character or an Asper ally has possessed at the end of that character's turn, or when any non-summoned ally uses their ultimate ability. If we scroll down a little bit, fill the possessed character's speed bar by 15%. So as Kahori is doing the ultimate, basic, every time there's an ultimate, Shadow King's going to get his ultimate ability basically pulled off. So his ultimate is a 6-turn ability as well. It's going to end up going as well, where it's a 2 ability at the start. He's eventually going to get to where he can do the ultimate. It's going to do a nasty AoE damage effect of 550% damage, clear all negative effects. It's going to be a very devastating combo. Having Shadow King and Kahori in there, the reason I have Mephisto in there is if we end up pulling up him, we're going to end up taking a look at his battlefield effect. So if we end up going down to here, apply the battlefield effect mark of Mephisto.
This is where I got my room 1 busted. Yeah, no. I figured when I as soon as he pulled it up, I was like, that's fine. I mean, you're doing the research. I'm really more interested in room 3. I trust you on room 1.
And they can't basically be removed. So having it to where we have this nasty combination team of, and the main reason is because the room rules in here, they're not exciting. They don't really entice me to really try to take advantage of these room rules. Immortal X-Men would take this out anyways, and I'm really trying to make it to where my stage 1 and stage 3 are my brick house defenses. And if they want to use the Immortal X-Men here and not try to use it in stage 1 or 3, that's perfectly fine for me. If they want to try and use the Undying with Apocalypse Doom combo, that means they can't use their Apocalypse in stage 3, which is going to be a staple for that room. So this one here is more of a bait room, if you will, to try to get you to use that Immortal X-Men. I'm saying, hit me with your Immortal X-Men. I'm going to take that team away from you, and you're going to have to use your other tools, and hopefully you don't go too hard on your defense. So let's go ahead and move over to stage 3 to see what we have over there.
Okay, this is what I'm
The
most
Spade
interested in.
3 is going to be very, very difficult to pick.
Night
This is the
Stalker's
Night
fucking
Stalker
Odin, man. I can't do it.
As you see, I have Odin and Man-Thing both as a fortifier.
I used
That's very
Illuminati in
intentional.
2. That's
If you
what
go
I
through
have
and
in
look at the
2.
room,
Isn't that what
100%
you
of
told me to
You're
use?
going to get
That's what I put in
50%
2
of your max barrier.
right now.
Your max barrier is typically 50%. This, or 30%, sorry. Your max barrier is typically 30%. Plus 30% is going to make it up to an 80%.
Okay, I
max
can't
barrier.
fucking
If
do
you're a
this because I don't have an
fortifier,
Odin.
when you go to the roster screen, you get an additional 10% to your max barriers. That puts it at 90%. Now, on spawn, barrier for 100% of that character's max health. So basically, if you have fortifier on you, you're going to have an extra 90% of your health is going towards your barrier. Other characters are going to have an 80% barrier attached. Now you're also going to get 100% extra damage. So Odin having it to where his battlefield goes off, the battlefield effect, that's going to be an extra 100% damage. Agatha doing the pings, an extra 100% damage. Both doing those pings into the exposed target, 100% extra damage. Way to hit like a truck, 100% extra damage.
Give Desir a follow, but this isn't going to help me at all. Nemesis Gaming in the house. What's up, brother? We're trying to figure out our defense for Ultimate 32. So I've got in case you have any suggestions. I don't have Odin, right? And I got a feeling if I click through Updog and I go to Duelim, or Dorky or anybody, more or less it's gonna be like put Odin on defense, and I don't fucking have him. And my punch ups are almost 80 million. God. Let's see. So let's look at. I know Dorky Dad's gonna use Odin. See what Updog's got. But I'll take any recommendations. Odin's not an option. I can't do it. He's not there.
What's going on, everyone? It's the People's Envoy Updog with you, and today we have my recommendations for the Ultimate 32 that's happening in a few days on the 26th. It's going to start, so coming up quick. So
He's doing this weird, so I can't skip
and
ahead.
then I will be making
Come on, Updog.
Season 13 graphic.
Make sure you follow Updog.
So we're going to have 5 days of this Ultimate 32. It's going to be 3 rooms for 5 days. 32 is referring to the number of people that are going to be in each bracket. So I just wanted to, show you what I was thinking. And I'll give you some options here. Like
I'm using Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch.
and then maybe like a more of an offense.
I don't know who NW, Falcon, Ares, and 4. In 3, my phone started buzzing over and over. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Code, rather, that I'm going to put in the description of the video, so be on the lookout for that. But we're going to start out with room 1. I'm going to give 3 options for each room, and we'll go over that. So room 1 is going to be ultimate abilities cost 4 less energy, and special abilities cost 4 more energy. So I think a good option if you're going to be heavy defense, if you want to go that route, is going to be the team kind of like
Invisible Woman. Yeah, that's fair.
12, a little bit different, but
I'd have to build her and Falcon a lot. Oh, and Scarlet Witch. Well, Scarlet Witch not as much, but still.
And everything is going to be pretty nasty.
Why not just use Iron Man, Spider-Man, Hulk, Luke Cage, and Punisher?
Turn 1, she's going to take like 3 turns, so it'll be a pretty good option, I think, for you. Cabal will struggle against this team because Kahori will take those 3 turns. Immortals will shut this down, but if you throw Mephisto in there, then that Immortals really struggles against Mephisto. So that's an option to throw Mephisto in here instead of Gore. That would be pretty heavy defense option as well. Same goes with Night Stalkers. Cabal struggles against them. Immortals can struggle against them as well.
Already like it's 2019, yeah.
For them to struggle against Night Stalkers, and my apologies. But you could also throw Mephisto in there with Night Stalkers.
On the days, the days where those were our best options.
Man-Thing, he will give the speed to Night Stalkers, but he will not give the taunt out. He needs 4 Night Stalker allies to get that.
Punisher hasn't been relevant at all since then.
And then my third option for room 1 is like an Astral with Cap Sam. Now he has his stat boost in the game. As you can see, with mine, he's gear 18, he's over 1 million power. But he doesn't have his kit rework live in game yet. But it'd be nice. I mean, he didn't actually get much of his kit reworked, so it doesn't really matter too much.
Gulag Gang versus Updog Crew and Marvel Rivals tonight.
He's gonna ult. He's gonna give
nice
to Shadow King, and just this team could be a nightmare too. I don't know. I think Immortals might still handle it pretty well. So that's gonna be the issue. Like, how are you gonna be able to be counterproductive for Immortal X-Men? And there's 2 rooms where you're really gonna want to focus on having teams where they will not do well against you in that room, in those rooms. That's room 1 and that's room 2. So be thinking about that. Mephisto is really a good counter against Immortal X-Men, so that is something to consider for both.
It sounds like I need to also build Immortal X-Men, so I'm not going to be able to build everybody I want to, so that's exciting. These 80 million punch-ups are going to be really fun.
Gains the Mighty Avenger tag and the Uncanny Avenger tag. So with there not being any like raid bonuses or anything like that, the tags, it's kind of cool. Like any of the X-Men.
Annihilator's in 6, maybe. What the fuck are you talking about, Midnight? There's only 3 rooms. You said room 4 and room 6. There's 3 rooms, brother. What are you doing?
Just broadening that tag is kind of nice.
Annihilators in 3.
Too much of a difference. So if you really want a turtle defense, heavy defense in room 2, I'm going to suggest Odin Illuminati because that's just going to be the best heavy defense that will the Immortal X-Men
Get
will not
get
be
Odin off the screen.
so,
I need something
that's
else.
my recommendation for room 2 for a heavy defense. For a middle, like a balanced defense and offense, I would go with Mephisto, Black Knight, and Astral.
So they're towards the
That's
bottom.
good
That's
for
pretty similar to what
Immortals,
Midnight
Immortals,
has.
and
You
then
said
go
you
with that. Or even if you still want to counter
stop
Immortal
being
X-Men,
cheap
we'll
and
do it
spend
on
your
the
life
other side.
savings
A
to
full
catch up.
Illuminati
It's
build doesn't just
2025,
X-Men
cat.
a
It's
fast
2025.
Illuminati will just kind of hard focus.
People
on
don't have
pretty
life
quick 'cause they
savings.
go so fast, a lot faster than
There's
Illuminati,
no way.
and Illuminati doesn't
Unless
do a
you're
lot of
already
damage,
rich, you don't have a
so
life
that's why
savings.
they
Let's be
go
real.
against them.
Come on
And
now.
assists and everything like that Illuminati does. So that would be my option for if you
America's
want
for the
to-
rich and no one else, man.
Now, for room 3, it's basically like super extra thick barrier that your characters get on turn. And
I am
on
set up
spawn.
really well and
It's
still
big,
living
so
paycheck to
I'm more
paycheck.
at that
So,
aspect, the extra damage than I am
yeah,
the
yeah.
barrier's nice, but I think the extra damage, as we saw in season 12 with Thanos Endgame, that extra damage can make the difference. I think I'm also going to suggest Illuminati or Illuminati Odin in room 3. So again, you're gonna have to kind of think about how you want to approach things because there's only 3 rooms. So and then you also have to think about, well, what am I gonna use on offense? So maybe you want to just have Mephisto on offense. So that's why I had suggested for room 2.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
So room 3, yeah, Illuminati.
Bro, I got 2 advanced degrees, a full-time job, and I do supplemental contract work. And I live paycheck to motherfucking paycheck.
Odin would be my
That's
heavy
what I'm
defense
saying.
option
I
again, so
do have a retirement account I've been putting into.
and then
But other than that,
one, that would be kind
that's
of the
it.
heavy defense option. I think the middle balanced approach team would be what I like to call the Scarlet Witch's Revenge team. And with this team having extra damage and more barrier, it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be kind of rough. So I think it'd be a good option to run this here.
So he's talking about
We'll
room
see
3, by
how
the way.
that goes. I think I want to run this one, but we'll see how. I need to think about it a little bit more. And then the kind of more offense. If you're gonna go full offense, then I think the Spider Society with Cap Sam is gonna be kind of nasty, just because he will give extra speed bar to all of the Spider Society since they are skill characters, and he's gonna have the new stats, so might be kind of nasty too. Both of those teams, Scarlet Witch Revenge and Spider Society, I think is gonna be crazy. So, yeah, that's all I got for you.
And I'm leaning. I like Invisible Women for 3 because they'll have the barrier all the time.
2-6.
Yeah, what I'm thinking, I got that light. Okay. My thing is I don't want to have to build Invisible Woman back up. Or at all, right? I'm looking for less investment. And I'm very tempted, because I'm fine building Cap Sam. I don't want to build too many people, right? So I'm thinking that Spider Society Cap Sam might be best for me as far as investment goes. Because I also need to... I need to finish Shadow King. I need to finish Miss Marvel Classic. I'm going to need to bring up Cap Sam. And then I'm going to need to build Immortal X-Men, right? So if I also have to bring up Invisible Woman... I don't know. But Spider Society is a team that I have heavily invested in. Now that I'm looking at it, though. Because I already have Pav in 1, so maybe that does hurt. What was yours? Build Invisible Woman. Bro, but like... Okay, hold on. What was your thing? Get out of the freaking ad break notification bullshit.
Midnight_53 cheered X1. Just need another 100 meters drop.
Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Invisible Woman, Falcon. Yeah, I'll have to build... With this, I'll have to build Scarlet Witch, Invisible Woman, and Falcon. And Ares, honestly. Need another 100 million drop. So simple. Yeah, right? So he had that. He had Cabal. No, he didn't. He had Illuminati. And then he had his Scarlet Witch's Revenge, which is... I mean, that's the same shit, right? Ah, man. Try to think. I mean, I could do Annihilators. I could do Annihilators, Cap Sam. I guess that doesn't make sense because of Gladiator. Because Cap Sam's not a pre-taunt, but... Fuck, dude. Still can't figure it out. So... What if we did... So Night Stalkers was an option. He had Night Stalkers Odin. I mean, I could do Night Stalkers Sus. No, I've got Pav in 1. Oops. Try to show you that. So this is what I've currently got for 1 and 2. Illuminati, Captain Britain. I'm kind of interested in that Sup 6 idea where it's a bait. But But I got Illuminati, Captain Britain in 2. I've got Shadow King, Kahori, Pav, Mephisto, and Miss Marvel Classic in 1. This is essentially, I'm just pretty much copying Midnight except for room 3. But I'm thinking about doing maybe Night Stalker's Sus in 3. But I don't know how much that's gonna help. Just in case I fuck up and forget to actually set anything else. Because, oh god, I'm having a tough time with this. Okay, so we've watched Desir and we've watched Updog. We're going to have so much on offense, nothing is going to hold. Well, but the thing is try to make it hold as much as you can, right? It's like, I can watch Dorky Dads, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to use whatever the hell he uses. Fuck it. Let's do it. Top in.
Manually generating high volumes of critical documents, overspending on tech that is under-delivering?
How's it going, everybody? This is a hotly requested video. The U32 tournament monster defenses that you can use to win your tournament bracket. I'm actually going to be giving you 2 different overlays to try and match more people's.
Oh, rubber Rubik's.
So
Hold on.
Pick which one you think is
I got new. I got new rubber bands for that to make it hurt more. I'll do that in a second.
Though, I do want to get a big shout out to Ska, the #1 Crucible player, who did give us a terrible defensive team to lean into, and also showed us how we will be able to handle that team. So if you're worried about it, make sure you keep that option for offense. All right. If you like this video, please
make sure you subscribe and like Dorky Dad. If you're here, I assume you probably already do.
First defensive option, I'm calling this the Odin build, the Odin option, whatever you want to call it. It's going to revolve around Odin being your primary defensive team here. But let's start talking about
Great, I don't have Odin.
Cost 4 more, ultimately cost 4 less, and that's going to really benefit a character like Kahori and a character like Shadow King. So this team revolves around both of them being really strong.
So that's more or less a variant of what I already have in 1.
Emma and Northstar seem like that place, but hear me out. If an enemy seems like Kahori, they're going to immediately try and go to their Immortal X-Men. Immortal X-Men don't get any sort of speed up on spawn. They get 5% speed bar from their Cable, which is not very much. Between Emma's speed stat reduction and Cable's speed stat increase, your Northstar will still go first. Your Northstar, who you're going to make a skirmisher, if you want to use this team, will put slow and disrupt on the enemy, allowing your Shadow King to go before the Storm. Shadow King's going to open up with ultimate. That is scary. After that, it should be Storm. Maybe Storm goes before Shadow King. I'm not too sure. But even then, Storm has to open up with her ultimate. She cannot use her special to start this room, and so you don't get slow or trauma or stun any of your characters. Instead, you get to absolutely open a can of whip ass with your offense that Shadow King ult and your offense that Kahori ult, which is just devastating damage. Now, somebody could try and come in here and use Cabal on this, which is why we have Kahori as a fortifier. She would clear that opening vulnerable from the Iron Patriot. She would then throw an ult, use her basic, throw the ult again, and then do another basic. She would actually get 4 turns in this room because her ultimate with 4 energy less is only a 2-turn cooldown. Now, Lear does have 3 dodges, so there's a chance he would get away with it, but if you have a big enough Kahori and a big enough Shadow King, I'd be concerned with any sort of Cabal comp that doesn't have a super powerhouse on it, just getting absolutely mollywopped here.
What has he got in 3?
With that said, I do think
oh, look, it's Odin. Who's surprised? He has Night Stalker's Pav in 2.
Maybe they're not going to be as powerhousey as they were in the last season because of these stage rules. We're going to have to wait and see how that barrier comes into play. I also play around with the idea of putting Hela here. What would you guys think about that? Putting Hela here instead of Zuggernaut. Every time an ally dies, you get a barrier. Of course, if they bring Mephisto, they're going to instantly win because they don't have to deal with pre-taunt, but food for thought. Let me know what you guys think about this defense overlay. I think this is what I will run, not the first day. I'm going to ping-pong between the 2, so my opponent needs to keep guessing because, I mean, Crucible's 1, basically in the offense-defense setup. Let's go talk about our second defense option. Oh, wait, before I go, let me talk about the offensive teams we have if we go with this setup. We have our Cabal team, we have our Old Man Logan, we have Omega Red Phoenix Force, we have Apocalypse, we have Super Scroll, we have defensive option. I'm going to be offering up to you guys, going to be a Mephisto-based defense. So this is fun. While I was crafting that last defense overlay,
okay, so
somebody special
I do need a Mephisto-based defense as long as it doesn't include Odin. What do we got?
And he brought up the fact that some are going to be. But if somebody comes in here with, say, Old Man Logan, and Dakin, Ares, and they try and cheap out on the attack for whatever reason, even though they have so many brackets, will actually catch people off guard if they're not aware. Stage number 2, that's the uncanny one where the Immortal team. But we're adding in Mephisto.
Hey, look, there's no Odin here. I can do these. So in doing this, though, I don't have sus. I actually don't hate this idea. Because then my offense is gonna be we'll have Cabal. I don't know what's gonna work either though. I'm thinking about copying this build right here. I do think. Here, what we're gonna do. I'm gonna back this up and I'm gonna watch this I'm gonna watch this actual thing. I'm gonna run to the restroom really fast. We're gonna watch this actual thing. We'll set it and then we'll do Frosty features. I'll be right back. Okay, let's look at this. Let's watch it. We'll watch this in earnest. Like I said. Alright, so let's check this out. This looks like this is the build I can actually do, so I want to hear the logic behind it. So this is the first of the content creators I've clicked through that actually has this, and in my defense, I did not give Dorky Dad the credit he deserves for that. I thought everybody else would have an option I could do. All right, here we go.
So this is fun. While I was crafting that last defense overlay, somebody special came to the chat and was starting to riff with us, and that was Ska/Saw Owner, the #1 ranked Crucible player in the world, at least to my understanding. I think he's still there. And he brought up the fact that some people might be pulling Illuminati to offense for this, because Illuminati doesn't really seem to fit too good into these rooms based on what could be used to attack against them. And if that's the case, the stage one that we had put up there, not so great. So let's come up with a Mephisto-based defense that the Illuminati team wouldn't be able to walk over to make sure we're still getting some defense victories. I think we want to be balanced here. I think because of these stage rules, there's only 3 and there's going to be so many different options, you really want to have one team that you can count on to get you at least 2 wins. And then you want to make sure that you're able to get full clears, because I think there's going to be some, I know there's going to be lots of things that are not full cleared, just because of how powerful certain comps are. Let's start with stage 3 in this instance. So it's gain barrier, then we bury yourself on spawn, we get 100% damage, and on ally death, we refresh that barrier. Well, this is a pretty familiar team. So we got Annihilators with Super Skrull and Spider-Man Pav here.
He's just doing a Mephisto build so you can keep Odin on offense. Well, I'm not going to be able to use Odin one way or the other, right? So if there's a Mephisto build, that's just one attack. Maybe that one attack that I'm not going to have with Odin becomes a double sack room, but I'll still be able to clear potentially, hopefully, maybe. But
if somebody comes in here with, say, Old Man Logan and Dakin, Ares, and they try and cheat out on the attack for whatever reason, even though they have so many options for just 3 rooms, they could come into an issue where Pav puts an early slow out, hits him to a vulnerable, gives speed up to somebody like Super Skrull, gets early explodes out.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is going to be more viable of a defense for me than anything with Odin in it. At least I can place it. At least it's a plan you can follow. Exactly. But I also, he's going to talk, as he did in the last time, I'm assuming he's going to talk about the offensive options. So, and only one of those could be Odin, right? So.
Trying to bait out the Immortal team in stage 2, so they can't use it on stage 3, and so they don't try it on stage 4, stage 1, which don't really matter. But the idea here is Scientist Supreme, if it's not attacked by a Captain Britain or an Immortal team, is going to put slow on the enemies, slow on her own team, and defense on everybody. But when the Night Stalkers get slow, they flip it to speed up, right? So if our opponent hits us with a new school Emma, but forgets that we're going to be giving ourselves speed up when the Scientist Supreme stuff flips, could get themselves into some really, really hot water. If they get us with Immortal plus the Emma, the new Emma, we just lose. And that's okay, because then we pulled something cool in that opinion. But we will not be pulling the Nightcrawler. That's not really something we can try and budget in here. But Nightcrawler being used in stage 1 or 3 is not something we're worried about under this setup. So once again, pretty standard team we're throwing up in stage 2 just to get something in there that will hopefully pull off the Immortal team and some clutch characters. Here's the big room. Now here is the defense I think is going to be the defense to beat and could be the deciding factor in the totality of the U32. We'll see. It's going to be a long week of Crucible with people coming up with new nightmarish defenses. With these stage rules and the powerhouses we currently have in the game, I think there's only one team.
No one's gonna talk offense because we have so much. He did in the first bit.
So special abilities
I just
cost 4 more,
skipped it.
abilities costing 4 less.
He said, "I'm gonna talk about the offense for this," and then I skipped it
But we're adding in Mephisto and 2
because I wasn't gonna use it because then I'm Odin.
Solid or special. This is what he was talking about because it's going to cover a lot of holes, especially against just like full Illuminati. So once again, if they don't come in here with Captain Britain or the Immortal team,
Just wait and see. I think he'll talk about offense.
She's going to have the vulnerables that she'll be able to hit into because Iron Patriot's there. She no longer has to be a fortifier in this instance. She can be a raider, she can be a striker, she can be whatever you want her to be. Cabal after 2 hits, I don't think I'd be wanting to bring them in here either because she'll still get her first 2 turns. She just won't get her 3rd and 4th against Cabal. So this team has so much going on with it, right? Obviously, we have the Empowered from Mephisto. If somebody doesn't come in here and do at least 1 burn attack, they're walking into an offense that Mephisto with additional damage from the Iron Patriot plus a Shadow King possession.
Another advantage here is I don't have to build anybody, so or I don't have to build anybody extra exactly. So I'll be able to focus my investment into Immortal X-Men.
Right? If they do 2 burn attacks here and they try and hit this with Immortal after that, Immortal does not have their specials to start. We talked about this, and we're talking about the last defense, right? Now, it'd be a little bit different. Storm would still get to do her ultimate. Jean would still get to do her ultimate, and after that, Mephisto would go. And if Mephisto is hitting in with the extra damage from the Iron Patriot, and he's going to be hitting into exposed, or invulnerable, which is why we have Striker.
Battle World, anyone? Bueller? What's up, D-Dat?
Before they do anything interesting.
Bueller.
A lot of people that just don't clear this team.
Bueller.
They don't take the follow-up seriously enough. I think this team is going to require 2 burn attacks and Illuminati. I just wouldn't trust Illuminati to be able to survive the opening attack from
Guardian Black Knight.
Because remember, he'll have offense up, he'll have the extra damage. If there's no apocalypse, he's going to be hitting into vulnerables. That could just be dead people ready to get, especially with diamonds available on Mephisto.
Isn't that what it was for Cosmic Crucible?
So that is very, very, very scary.
I didn't have Black Knight on offense.
There's this character coming to the game, and his free play events on Monday. His red stars are actually already available. His offers are already available. I know 5 people that already have him at 7 red, 7 yellow, and that's Omega Red, Phoenix Force. I do think that...
Wait, his red stars are out?
So gotta do 1 burn attack.
I just opened orbs.
And the second Mephisto does his ultimate, you let the match time out.
How do you get his red stars?
Illuminati people would come in here and beat the crap out of this team. I do think that is a distinct possibility because Safeguard won't be on the menu with Mephisto. Captain Britain would stop the speed bar that Kahori's gonna get. Omega Red will put taunt on your Captain Britain because he's a protector, so there's no wasted speed bar there either. And your Black Panther Shuri can get a quick ability block on top of the Iron Patriot and the Shadow King, or at the very minimum Shadow King. Wherever Shadow King is, your Black Panther Shuri would follow to put an ability block on him. So that could be truly nightmarish. Very interesting stuff. I like this team. Let me know what you guys think about these 2 defenses we talked about. Oh, let's talk about offensive options. If for offense here, obviously you have Odin. So you have Odin to play around with. He just doesn't really fit well in any of the rooms after that, in my
Did
opinion.
you see Mobile's disc track for Torquay Debt? No, I didn't.
But if you do that, I mean, as long as they can beat your super squad, they can Immortals it and laugh at it, right? Yeah, just don't do that. Immortal would just walk over it at that point. Yes, Odin would be wasted on defense here. So you have your Odin. You don't have Cabal.
Offense, yeah, Black Knight popping Kahori in the mouth every time she gets, she goes could be good. Yeah.
Don't use new warriors during this tournament unless you absolutely have to on like a final hit. Let me know what you guys think about these 2 defenses. How excited are you for U32 that starts tomorrow? I can't wait to play with you guys Sunday evening. I will be streaming so we can experience the first round together. I don't know what overlay I'm going to be working with, okay? So you guys that I'm up against, don't think you can look at this video and know which one I'm going to go with. I could go laugh at it, right? Yeah, just don't do that. Immortal would just...
I'm gonna use this. We're gonna get rid of this. Y'all can't see it, but I'm gonna set this. We're gonna use this. We're gonna use this to our advantage. So we're gonna that'll be great. I'm gonna take that, and I have it maxed out, but I'm actually gonna make it small. Bring it over here. I can actually work on it. Beautiful. Because I want to make sure I get the right. I'm gonna get the right classes as well. So, whoops, don't want to leave that there. So I'm just resetting these rooms so I have everybody available to me since these are still theory crafted. But I get to use this, and that's a big deal to me. Like I think the reason why people watch my Cosmic Crucible videos is because I'm missing all the people all these guys have, right? So the fact that this is a option for me to actually be able to put some people in here is pretty wild. All right, so we're gonna do Mephisto. We're gonna do Iron Patriot. Let's see. We'll just pull them up over here. Get Iron Patriot involved. We're gonna have Shadow King. We're gonna have Namor. Out of here. If you considered inheriting a bigger account, would definitely recommend. One was brought up to me actually yesterday. But I do like my account. I've got a lot of pride and time put into this, you know? Feels kind of like a waste to hop on another one. I'm just not the kind of person that would ever, like, I pride myself on the work I've put into something like this. So I'm just not the kind of person that would ever use another account like that. Not as a replacement. I might play another account, like, because someone gave it to me. But I wouldn't replace my account with a bigger one. It's a stupid mobile game. Don't look back. Yeah, well, still, it's a point of pride when, you know, like, new players I meet in real life, like, see my account and they're like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, look at that. I did that. That was me. Okay, so we got this, and then he's got Raider. The big trouble with this is gonna be the ISO classes, right? He's got Raider on Kahori, which I don't have. He's got Skirmisher on Mephisto. I think. It's really hard to tell. Hold on. Wow. Striker. Okay, it's Striker. So it's Raider, Striker, Striker. Raider, Striker, Striker, Raider. Raider, Striker, Raider. Raider, Striker, Raider. So this wants to be Striker. We've got that. We can upgrade that. Probably still have the biggest Ultron and Captain Marvel in the game. Oh, probably. And then he wants to be Raider. Apparently I've maxed out all his... Oh, that was a token. So, Raider, and then we need Raider, Striker, Raider. We'll update that in a second when we go back to fixing we're gonna do our investment into the defense, right? So right here this is Night Stalkers with Scientist Supreme, so here we're gonna have Granny Aggie, No Moon Knight, and everybody else. Right? And then we're just gonna have Scientist Supreme. He's gonna pop up in here. We're gonna do Oath, Aggie, Blade, Man Thing, and Scientist Supreme. And then let's look at our ISO class makeup. So we've got Raider, Striker, Skirmisher, Fortifier. So, okay, we need Skirmisher. Or no, maybe that's Healer. That's Healer. So we're good there. So we're Raider. She wants to be a Raider. Thought we had that. Raider, Striker. Okay. So we'll be good. We'll just need to hit that. And then, oops, hit escape on the wrong thing.
Swap over at that point. Yes, Odin would be wasted on defense here. So you have your Odin. You don't have Cabal, but you have Illuminati now.
Okay. All right, Amalia. Hey, thanks for swinging by, Cat. I appreciate you. Actually, it winds up making it worse as you wind up sliding back to where you were anyways. I mean, that's fair. All right, set. So this is going to be mostly Annihilators. So what do we got? We got the Annihilators 3. So 1, 2, there's Gore, 3. And we've got Pav and Sus. Oh, where's Sus? There he is. And we need Pav. Spider Society. There we go. And then throw Pav in there. We'll do the same arrangements. We'll have Guardian outer left, Endgame behind him, Gore, Sus, and then for the classes we have Fortifier on Gladiator. Yes, we need a Raider on Thanos Endgame. Looks like Raider on Gore. Striker on Sus. Great. We got rid of Sus. That's what we were looking for. Trying to get rid of people. Striker on Sus. Beautiful. And then on Pav, he's got Striker, which we have. Okay, so now all we need to do is update these as they go. So looking at this, we need Raider. So we need Kohori to a Raider. So we're going to go do that. We're just going to go blue 5 because that's all I can afford, obviously. So, yep. All right. So currently we're focused on getting Kohori up on a Raider. I think Sticky would have lasted longer if he hadn't had taken over a higher account. Maybe. There's a chance. All right, we're going to go for Raider here. But we're only going to blue 5. All right? Only going to blue 5. Because we are still trying to get Odin. We can't afford to do any new things in purple ISO. It doesn't matter if we lose all of our things in Ultimate 32. We got blue, we got Raider, or Kahori. So we'll update that on here. Bam, Raider. Good. So double checking right now. We got Raider there. So we got Raider on Namor, Raider on Kahori, Striker on Mephisto, Striker on Iron Patriot, who needs that boosted. And then we've got Raider on Shadow King that needs to be boosted. So we'll boost Striker on Iron Patriot and Raider on Shadow King. Striker and Raider. Striker and Raider. Striker and Raider. I've got Cindy in my 32 bracket. What is Cindy? Right here, we need to up his Raider, right? That's what I told myself. Yep, we need to up his Raider. Cool, so we're gonna go to blue 5. Bam. That's good. And then for Iron Patriot, we need to up our Striker. Pretty sure. Iron Patriot, we need to up his Striker. Okay, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to go find Iron Patriot. So we're going to take that to blue 5. View, select. Bam. We're going to go up, up. And that's room 1, exactly how it's going to be for the actual fight. So that is room 1, complete 100%. Room 2 is close. So room 2, I think maybe room 2, we just got to double check some stuff here. Raider on Oath. That's right. I'm assuming she's Raider 5. It doesn't say. So, Raider for... Okay, we need Raider for Aggie. Striker, Healer, Fortifier. Okay, so we just need Raider for Aggie on room 2. Look at the power leaderboard. She's at number 17. Jeez. So we need Raider. We need Raider. Raider. Bam. That's crazy because I definitely thought we had Raider on her. Great. There's Raider for Granny Aggie, so we'll go correct that. Great. She's going to be Raider. Blue Fortifier 5. That's great, too. I'm just making sure we're not anything below blue 5. Okay, bam. Room 2 is set. Here we go. Room 3. I feel like we were pretty damn close on room 3 as well. Room 3, we need Fortifier. We need Raider. Raider's good. We need Raider on... That one's good. Sus wants to be a striker. We're good there. And then Pav wants to be a striker. We're good there. So we're good on room 3 already. So that's all the investment I needed to have for my defense. So now what I would like to invest in is Immortal X-Men. So this is as good as we're getting. So outside, I say that. I'm interested. So what I'm thinking is we can take Shadow King to level 100 and Scientist Supreme. I think we'll do that. Double Aggie. What the fuck? Okay. I think that's worth it. I think this is worth it. Beautiful. And then Scientist Supreme was the other one I was interested in doing. And actually, we'll wait on her. Let's look at Immortal X-Men first, because I may have a lot of building to do, so we may need all the training mats I have. Yeah. Yeah. It's not looking so hot. So what do we use? As far as Immortal X-Men, do I need this 5-piece, or is there any other options? Or is this going to be it? Am I just going to need to try to get this as close to 95 as possible? Because if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to start. She mustn't care about CC much, though, because she's kicking around 500-ish. So what do we think for Immortal X-Men? Do I need all? Is Immortal X-Men a solid 5-piece? I obviously haven't been using them. Need the 5-piece, so I need. Okay, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna build Polaris and Cable. I'm gonna bring Cable up to 75, and I'm gonna sneak these both up to 85 and see how we're standing. But we're not looking so hot, so we're gonna start walking that way. Yeah, we're definitely gonna run out of training mats. For fucking sure. Alright, so we're at 75. That's 80. Right, for Polaris. Not too bad. I'm gonna go Polaris to 85 first. So many costs having 4 Immortal Allies. Okay. I'm gonna prioritize Polaris because historically Cable works at lower ranks. So that's okay. But our goal at least 85. So I mean we'll definitely get there. There we are. Beautiful. And then we'll go ahead and let's get our gear tier set. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do anything with a gear tier with these guys at gear tier 16. Our Cable strikers. Man, I haven't messed with Cable forever. Nice striker. Okay. According to Jarvis. Alright. Okay, hold on. What the hell? Let's get his shit up. Alright. Oop, let's get it. Gene and Storm. Gene and Storm what? Was Storm on there? Oh, Storm is there. I'm gonna build these guys. Like I'm gonna empty my Gene and Storm are priority. Okay, luckily I built Gene all the way to 95, so she's as high as I'm gonna take her. So I'll with all of them at 85, I'll go ahead and I'll put the rest of the trading mats into Storm. That sounds like that's the move then, right? Go to blue. We should be fine going to blue 5 on everybody. I don't imagine running into too much problems. Yes, okay. What we'll do then. Our Gene's already number 1. I just remember Beast always was such a thing back in the day, you know. I'm not mad about having to build into Beast. Okay, so that is Cable right now. That's Cable right now. We'll do the same thing with Polaris. Okay. Same shit. Beautiful. Investing what we can. I mean, Immortal... Even this low, though, I assume I can probably do some sack attacks and still try to pull this off. I assume. Basically, by second term, Storm should kill 2/3 of the opponents. If she hasn't, you won't clear. Good. I'm wondering if this is just a wild goose chase at this point. How high can we go? We can get to 90. There we go. Get to 93. And we'll go to gear tier 17. But I don't even know, like, these aren't even maxed out. That's pretty tough. And we're already at blue 5. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull off any turn 3 kill. I mean, with the maybe with the exhausted and some pretty good lead-ins to it. Let's see what we can do about training mats. Did we already do 50 refreshes? We did not. Let's do that. We'll farm some 50 refreshes or some training mat orbs. I didn't have to do that the way I just did it, but that's okay. Oh wait, those are gold. Did I already do it then? I already farmed all these? Damn. I think I did. I think I already used all these. Yeah. Not looking good, and I already spent my fucking refreshes. I don't need gold, damn it! Anybody know any other characters that training orb farmable? Oh, I know how to find out. I know how to find this. Hold on. We have ways. There's other ways to do what I'm doing. Alright, there's other ways to do what I was just doing. Come down to the training orb. You're right there, and then we're gonna find you. Oh, you can't find it. Good shit. Because you can spend fucking... Or you could spend... That sucks. Wow, we got 300 million TCP players. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I wish I could get a find button here, bro. That sucks. All right, I guess we're gonna dig through the campaign. That sucks. There's gotta be, I mean, there's gotta be more hidden somewhere, right? This is rough, dude. Hold on, let's start at the end. Let's start at the end of that. Let's look at the hards. I think the hards are gonna be more likely to have training mats. There's gold. Yeah, we already did him. She's gold. Already did him. Gold. Omega Sentinels here, huh? We ever maxed out? We do not. Okay, hold on. Let's I guess I didn't realize that was there. So we need to start farming that anyway. Here's one. There we go. We got one. We're trying. We're working. Okay. So that was Nexus hard, right? Right. Okay. So we got one. Villains United hard. Okay, nothing. That one, but we've already done it. 6. Nothing. Did it. Nothing. Nothing. Done it. Nothing. No. Still nothing. Nothing. Nothing! Nothing. Definitely nothing. Okay. That's villains. Heroes assembled. It's only every other final Nexus node. Didn't I just find one in the villains? Am I making that up? I swear I just did. There's gold right there. There's some gold ones in here. I mean, I could do some of these Nexus nodes that have the actual mats in the node, since I already spent the cores. Maybe some random. We're looking for those randoms, man. I'm trying to pull them orbs. Yeah, no, I'll take the random ones. That was Heroes Assemble though. So outside of that, it's gonna get real rough in these ones. I don't even know. I don't even know. Okay, we'll go back to the Nexus and we'll just use these on. Well, first off, we'll go ahead and do. Look, where's that Omega Sentinel one? Where was she? 2? There she is. I'm definitely gonna do this one. We're just gonna collect these at this point, but I also wanted to hit the Omega Sentinel farm because I didn't realize it existed. Right. We're just doing this just for the training mats at this point. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. We got 2. We were able to farm 2 more orbs for that. So we'll see. I don't know if that'll give us any or not, but we can look. Will 2 hearts. Nope. Not it. Not it. Hard eye. The only other thing that would be helpful is that, and that's not a thing either. Realize. Did you buy them in the arena store? I did. Yeah, I always buy them. Well, we can double check that here. I always do. Yeah. Because that's my big bottleneck right now. I can get up to 94. We're trying, man. We're trying. But I mean, that's as good as that's gonna get for right now, man. We're limited, huh? And we don't have any milestones to claim. Oh, we got 2, and they're dailies. There's a couple in here. Nothing that'll turn any tides or get me to level 95. It would be crazy if I could actually figure out how to get her. If I could get her to 95, and that's a big jump with the gear tier upgrade. Close, we're not close at all. I mean, would it possibly be worth buying a training mat orb with orbs with cores? Just one? Hold on. Let's double check. Are there other orbs? Are there other orbs to get that? I hadn't really considered this. I wanted to look at. Is there a way to find? How are you on cores? I spent what is it? 1675 times 2. So 1350 course this morning on Hercules orbs because I wasn't thinking. Arena orbs sometimes have them. Do I have arena orbs? I don't know how I feel about using that. That's kind of scary. Anything else? The Blitz Orb. Blitz Orb's just, yeah, it's just gold. I guess we can look through these as well. Need to go ahead and swap to, I'm not that pressed on time, but we do need to knock out Frosty Feature still. Allied Supply Orb supposedly has them. open them. 240. That feels like that should do something. We spent any money since they introduced the strike store? No. Alright, well, I think I did right when it came out, because there was some sort of like $5 deal or something. That should have, what did I just do? Oh yeah, no, I need to try to build. I think that was a fair amount. Maybe I can get her to 90. Yes, let's go. That helps. That's a big jump. Yeah, that's a big, that was, you can get them with strike credits. I forget even how to access that store. I know it's weird. I had it. I had the strike store. Oh, is it an offers? Or excuse me. Go here. I have 2,800 strike credits. Is there anything for less than 5,000? Oh yeah, right here. Let's do it. I was like, I got 19,000 orbs. And our premium orbs and shit don't have those, right? Or do they? Could they have some? Yeah, they have some stuff. We'll hit them. No reason not to. Never have to look there again. Exactly. Okay, we got. It looks like we didn't get any. Yeah, we didn't get any. Okay. Worth a shot. Again, I only hoard those for when new characters get added to them. Yeah, nothing. Even blues or purples. Nothing. Alright, well, we got what we got. What else should we invest on? Those credits are why you're 101 now. Nice. So if I could bring up somebody else, I mean, should I just try to push Gene or Storm to 100? Or should I maybe try to push somebody to 90? See if we can get to Gear Tier 17. Do Piter in chat, exclamation point. Hooky catch. Beast to 90. Let's see what we can do. We can do this. No one on D needs levels. They're pretty, that's the thing about that defense is they're pretty much the only one on defense that I need for levels would be Scientist Supreme, and I don't know if it's worth leveling her up. She's at 95. So this is the defense. But that's the nice thing about the defense that was presented. They're all, I think they're all level 100 Gear Tier 19 except I brought Shadow King up for this. So then just at Scientist Supreme, that looks about it. Yeah, no, I think done what you could. Yeah, no, I think I feel pretty good about the investing today. I do 100%. So we're gonna see what we do, but where we're at, I mean, we were matched with Plat 2 things. Bringing Astral up is not a bad thing. Yeah, I'm not worried about bringing Astral up at all, so because they are pretty useful, right? So that's why I wanted that defense though, right there. Is there was so much less investment. Then I was able to put what I could in Mortal X-Men. But this is gonna be a tough run, guys. It's gonna be a tough run. There's your boy. Yeah, this is gonna be a rough one. And Also, let me double check. I'm gonna double check the web store before we switch to Frosty features. I'm gonna double check the web store, and we'll double check that we didn't hit any milestones or something that might give us something we could use for DD8 or Cosmic Crucible. That's gonna be the last thing that we might be able to do. I'm just doing it on my phone. It's actually a little faster, even though maybe it doesn't seem that way from your perspective, but I've done this a lot. Alright, looks like we actually can pull some training mats from... Hold on. Okay, that right there was all we could do. I don't think anything super crazy just happened. We may have gotten... They can be a key component to bringing down Illuminati. Yeah. Well, I don't have a Odinati actually. Yeah. Well, currently I don't have a Shadow King on offense, so there's that. But we can get to 86 on somebody. That's not really worth it. I don't really care to go up if it actually does something. All right, I'm gonna run to the restroom. We're gonna come back. We're gonna do Frosty features Jean Grey. Stay tuned. Things are gonna get easier. Frosty features. Just saying that for next season. Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Get this rolling. Wait. Nevertheless. Nah, it's too weird. Investing the last 6 team or so is never a bad idea. Yeah, but that's I'm always only ever building them, and I'm always so behind. I'm always just like perfectly behind where I just can't do it. The hell? I've done this 50 million times. Why is this wrong today? What the hell is this? Hold on. Hearing something weird. Rolf Kieran with the raid. What's up, my guy? How we doing? Why is this the wrong... Hold on. What the heck? It is wrong. Why can't I... What the fuck is going on? I guess we can just open this up like this. I updated OBS and my whole life has changed in a really weird way. No. You stay that big, and we're gonna crop. Oh, now I know what the hissing sound was. Good shit. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for the raid, Rolf. I hope that you're doing well. Perfect timing. Wonderful D in the house. What's up, man? Okay, we got stream elements off. We're going to mute trigger fire. We're going to tell everybody that trigger fire is muted. Pin trigger fire muted. So hopefully next week, unlike my title right now, hopefully next week, we will be streaming on YouTube and Twitch. So that'll be cool. If the OBS update actually works. But we had to request the ability to stream on YouTube, and it has a 24-hour countdown for some reason. So, oh wait, I just backed out of the node I need. Okay. Hopefully we don't need nodes. Okay. Now change the music. Trigger fire is muted. We're all good. Stream elements is on, but you can't hear it. And then we need to change our music. Then we should be good to go. All right. We changed the music, but nothing happened. So that's good. Spotify got mad and just stopped. Such weird issues for the stream today. Just completely random ones that I've never had before. Okay. Alright. We're gonna do this, and it's gonna be great. Come enjoy a steaming hot cup of Marvel lore. Amen. That's what we're doing. Alright. What is up, guys? Frosty Aussie here today for another Frosty Features. Today, we have a character that isn't exactly new to Marvel Strike Force, but she is new to Marvel Strike Force. So already we have Phoenix. We have the release of the character of Jean Grey, so separate from Phoenix. So we're gonna talk about that. So that's for our Uncanny Avengers, our Immortal X-Men. So, which is very big. Today starts, as of this recording day, today starts our Ultimate 32 tournament, and Immortal X-Men. Everyone's prepping against that. So here we are. So what this is, the Unlimited Frosty Features, what this is a comic book background on the tunes that you use in Marvel Strike Force, and I am your guide through the pages of the years past. So, with that in mind, let's begin. According to Scopely, what this is the blog post description that Scopely gives us of a new character coming to the game, and I will read this to you because I am I'm a storyteller, and we will rate this at the end of the feature. So, Jean Grey discovered her telepathic and telekinetic abilities at a young age after a tragic accident awakened her mutant powers, allowing her to read minds and move objects with her mind. She joined the School for Gifted Youngsters, where she honed her abilities and became one of the founding members of the X-Men. Using her powers to protect a world that feared mutants, Jean became a compassionate and powerful hero dedicated to fighting for peace and understanding between mutants and humans. I read that backwards, but it's the exact same thing, so we're going to go ahead and call that good. So that is the blog post description. As I said, we will rate that at the end of the feature. In the meantime, this is my favorite picture of Jean Grey because I'm from the 90s. Jean Elaine Grace Summers is Jean's actual name. First appears as X-Men #1 all the way in 1963. Jean Grey is one of the founding members of the X-Men. Technically, in lore, she is the last of the founding members to join the team, even though her association with Professor X actually in canon predates the formation of the team, which is fun. Powers and abilities: telepathy, empathy, telekinesis, and the Phoenix Force. So, one of the big things I wanted to make different, or to separate Jean Grey from, as Marvel Strike Force is doing for the sake of this character, is keeping her separate from the Phoenix Force. It's going to be hard not to talk about her and the Phoenix Force because they very much are so simpatico. So it will be brought up multiple times, but I'm going to try to really address Jean without the Phoenix Force, okay? For context, since 1963, the majority of her content is her with the Phoenix Force. So it's kind of hard to dodge around. But regardless, we will do our best. But the Phoenix Force is a big thing. Essentially, the Phoenix Force is the fire of life itself. It's the fire of creation. So ultimately, her using the Phoenix Force gives her access to any powers. And then outside of that, she is an Omega level mutant, and she is an Omega level telepath, empath, and telekinetic. So she essentially is the top of the line mutation as far as her actual strength and control of these things, especially as you get closer to modern comics. One of my favorite modern comics, for those of you playing Marvel Mystic Mayhem, where Nightmare is the big bad, one of my favorite modern comics has her soloing Nightmare very easily. Like, not even kind of, just for context. So she solos a big bad without any problem. No Phoenix Force needed, right? So be aware, Jean Grey is wicked strong. Also, this is very much my taste of the women is because of the 92 X-Men, Jean Grey. Aliases: Marvel Girl and the Phoenix. So for the most part, we are called Jean. Outside of that, Marvel Girl is the name she goes back and forth on, even in the I think it was right post Jonathan Hickman run Modern 2020. She's going by Marvel Girl again, even though she's been around for 50 years. And then of course the Phoenix, right? A big we'll talk about that in a second. Keep going. Affiliations. So Jean Grey, essentially, if it has to do with mutants, Jean Grey is involved with it one way or the other, but for the most part, she is involved with the X-Men and any variation therein. So lots of different, Uncanny, X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue, X-Men Red. It doesn't really matter. Ultimately, one way or the other, she may, throughout the process, she will cross paths with that form of X-Men, right? Jean Grey very much is a cornerstone X-Men member. Very much we're going to talk about X-Men Red a little bit later. Very much is one of these big reflections of Professor X. So, pretty much always see that. And then we also see the Quiet Council, which is the, essentially Illuminati equivalent of the people running, Araco, and Coco and all that such. So, yes, ultimately, Jean Grey equals X-Men. Background. So, Jean Grey is born to her parents, Elaine and John Grey. in Annandale on Hudson, New York. She's raised outside of the city in this nice little farmhouse. Her dad's a history professor. And she's living a great, wonderful life. But then, who died? Because you can't be a superhero, supervillain without somebody dying. And in Jean Grey's case, she wouldn't be who she was without the death of her best friend, Annie Richardson, right? So we'll talk about that a little bit in depth here in a bit. But yes, here we are. So, moving forward, isn't actually her. A big problem with Jean Grey, 100%, is the fact that she is often cloned and or revived, or somebody is taking her shape, her form, looks just like her, is acting like her, is acting for, even if it's Jean Grey in that situation, somebody may be making moves around around what's going on, around her conversations, the actions taking place, and make it look like her, which I think maybe it comes down to how powerful she is. If she very much eventually, this isn't really something discussed in canon. This is just something I've noticed in reading comic books. She very much comes off as a person that is, she becomes this sort of figurehead of what mutants are, and I think it has everything to do with how powerful she is. But what happens around her is how everyone reflects. That's what's reflected on mutant kind in general, right? Because we also have Jean Grey going mad with the Phoenix Force. We have her, having the ability to control people, destroy worlds, whatever. Very much is representative of mutant culture as it is, right? Very much the example Charles Xavier gives off. Because as much as we want to give, we could say Charles Xavier is that figurehead. Charles's decisions don't have as he's more vocally influenced, whereas the actions of Jean Grey affects public opinion more so than the actual physical actions of Professor X, if that makes any sense. Especially if you go back through the comics, you'll notice these kinds of things as we swing. Perceived immortality. I mean, her name's Phoenix a lot of the time, and due to the Phoenix Force having this weird obsession with her. And the modern X-Men have the ability to bring their people back to life, coupled with the fact that she has the Phoenix Force, which is the essence of life. She can create life, bring people back from the dead, etc., all on her own. Jean Grey has perceived immortality, even though it is not actually a power that is hers, and you often see her give it up, push it away. There is a point we will discuss, the big point that leads up, I brought up X-Men Red, that leads up to that, is the Phoenix Reborn, Phoenix coming back. That actually ends a 14-year in real life stint where Jean Grey actually dies and stays dead for 14 years, which, for being such a central part to the X-Men, is kind of a big deal that she doesn't come back, especially at the rate that comic book characters often do come back. So there we are. Relationships. So Jean Grey's been around since 1963 and has been in the limelight essentially that whole time, obviously minus the 14-year period I just referenced. But even so, she's brought up in context a lot in that 14-year period. Therefore, there's a lot of relationships, a lot of love triangles, things like that going on. Very famously, the love triangle between her, Cyclops, and Wolverine, even though that's debatably not a love triangle because really the Wolverine situation's not reciprocated almost at all. But anyway, with that, John and Elaine Grey are her parents. We have Madeline Pryor, used to be very prominent in Marvel Strike Force lore, not lore, well, also lore, I guess, but the Marauders used to matter. She was the round 2 Marauders that made them good again for the short period of time. Multiple siblings. I'll probably reference her older sister Sue later, but for the most part, I'm not really going to talk about them. Scott Summers, most notably, is her husband. They separate, get back together. Scott's kind of a dick. He definitely is not a good husband. So there's a lot of going back and forth on that and whether or not they're going to stay together, etc. Very similar, Frosty Features Medusa, where I talked about her relationship with Black Bolt. We see a lot of similar things here with Scott, if Black Bolt was a complete and utter asshat. So that, and then Nathan Summers, so Scott Summers being Cyclops, of course, for those of you in the back. Nathan Summers being Cable is her genetic son, stepson. There's a lot of alternate reality versions of characters and relationships like Hope Summers, Rachel Summers, etc. that get brought up multiple times, etc. In between some of the stories I'm going to talk about today, there is a gap in which there's alternate reality Jean Greys and alternate reality versions of Jean's granddaughters and daughters and all this stuff kind of pulling up and going around. So once again, she's been around for a very long time, therefore she has a lot of relations, so you can find a bunch. These are really just the ones that I find most important, most notable to point out. Notable events. So we're going to start off with the origin of Jean Grey. So as I previously stated, nice and graphic here. As I previously stated, born in Annabelle-on-Hudson in New York. She is raised, so the way mutants typically work is they get to the age of being a teenager, young teenager. A stressful event usually will happen in their life. This triggers their X gene to enable, and in enabling this X gene, it gives them their powers, right? So at the age of 10, Annabelle and, not Annabelle, that's where they're at. Jean Grey and Annie Richardson are out playing. That is her best friend. They're having the greatest time. They're out playing. They're throwing a frisbee around and having a good time. And Jean throws the frisbee a little too hard. It goes out into the road. Annie runs out there to try to catch it and gets hit by a car. Jean runs over to her and she's freaking out because her best friend just got hit by a car. And her best friend is saying really crazy, sad stuff like, "Oh my God, am I dying? Is this what death is?" And at this point, at a young age, this is advanced for even, most mutants, Jean Grey's powers manifest at this point. Now, here's the big thing about her powers. Her powers grow debatably more than any other mutant in comic book history throughout her stay, right? As we first are introduced to Jean Grey, she's not exactly super mega useful. Like, ultimately, Charles Xavier recognizes there's a lot of potential there, and she has to work it out, she has to grow it, she has to make it work, etc. And so what we find here, when her mutant powers manifest, it's not like Cyclops blowing out a wall or Rogue, like almost killing somebody. What she gets here is she starts hearing people's thoughts. So she's holding her best friend who just got hit by a car, dying in the street, and she accidentally goes into the mind of Annie, and she experiences death firsthand while holding her friend. This sends her spiraling into a deep depression, and she stops talking to people. She recedes inside her room. She becomes the recluse, and her parents are freaking out because they're like, well, yes, her friend died. That's traumatic, whatever. Therapists, question mark, what do we do? Nothing's happening. Nobody can get her to even talk. And what's going on is because she can't control whose mind she's listening to. So she's having a lot of trouble being able to process this extreme power. So eventually her father, John, remembers meeting Charles Xavier at Bard College at one point, and he reaches out to Charles Xavier, who then shows up. So this is pre-X-Men Charles. There is no gifted youngsters. There's no X-Men, nothing. He is just brought in. This is still Charles Xavier who's exploring, but this is paralyzed Charles. So he gets brought in to talk with her, and this is where he realizes that she has this mutant ability, etc. And so he starts to begin to kind of train her and help her kind of hone in what's going on. Very much, since she won't talk to anybody, the interaction goes, he shows up and he's like, hey, what's wrong, whatever, goes into her mind, and he sees that she is reliving the instance that her best friend died on repeat over and over and over and over, and essentially experiencing death in real time over and over and over. So he mentally shows her that there's also good still in the world, because at this point she's been doing this for weeks. She has lost any sort of semblance that wants to connect her to Earth, any will to live whatsoever. And he's like, listen, you still have hopes and dreams. They're still in here. And he shows her how to find them within her own mind or whatever, and breaks her out of this cycle. And then more or less Jean comes back. And so she starts seeing Professor X on the reg, and he starts training her to try to be able to close out, to ultimately be able to control her power so she can read into these different people at will instead of always getting it, right? So Charles also recognizes that she is an extremely powerful empath, but at this beginning, as much as somebody might want to argue otherwise, he doesn't fully comprehend what that means, right? He recognizes that she's a powerful telepath, but there's no way he can tell she will be as powerful as she will be, right? We don't see telekinesis just yet. Around this time so I'm about to talk about, he trains her, and he's like, let's walk through a mall. And all you gotta do is be able to walk through the mall, and it'll be fine. And it's just to be able to tell if she can shut out everyone's mind. There are a lot of people at the malls, not anymore, right? Malls are ghost towns now. But back in the 60s, these were very popular. There's a slide in time scale, too, so depending on who you ask, this probably happened at a different time. But anyway, so we're walking through a mall. There's a whole bunch of people there, and she's trying to keep them out. As she gets through the mall, she is unable to do so, and she shuts down her own kind of mental barrier, whatever, and more or less KOs everybody in the mall as so we flee, and Charles is like, she's too dang strong and she can't control her powers. I'm gonna put in mental blocks so that she can't hurt anybody while she's learning how to put together her own power. So he puts in these mental blocks so she can't access her full strength, essentially walling off parts of her brain, more or less. And this gives him the ability to train her, and eventually he will lift these off when she becomes much stronger. But with this, so I say Jean Grey has a lot of growth compared to other mutants. It is because of these mental blocks. He trains her in these sections in such a way that she can fully control her powers, which makes her strong enough eventually to where she can do things like solo Nightmare without the Phoenix Force, right? That's a big deal. So she has those, and so she's continuously meeting with Professor X on the regular. He starts the Academy for Gifted Youngsters and eventually recruits Cyclops, who becomes the first person he trains up, helps control his powers, and he becomes the first X-Men. And then he recruits the others, Beast, Angel, Iceman, and eventually we get Jean Grey thrown in at the very end, who decided to join the team and be Marvel Girl, right? So ultimately, all of that is how we get Jean Grey as it was. This is how we go all the way to having our Marvel Girl as the situation. So from there, we have a lot of things happen, right? So we're jumping from that was everything leading up to 1963 Jean Grey. Now we're gonna jump all the way to 2017 and talk about X-Men Red. So the reason why I want to talk about X-Men Red is X-Men Red is what a lot of people on the internet consider Jean Grey's, because that's what I wanted to show, right? I wanted to separate Phoenix from Jean Grey because, one, they're very conflated. Two, they're separate characters in Marvel Strike Force. So, a retcon, etc., that came from Phoenix being reborn is the fact that Phoenix actually embodies itself as Jean Grey for a short period of time. So they're actually two different characters, so it's Phoenix that looks like Jean Grey. This does come in the form of retcon, but it does count. So in Marvel Strike Force lore, if they so chose, Phoenix and Jean Grey actually could be two separate characters, and that would actually work. That would work in canon because of the retcon that's there, right? Which is pretty crazy. But ultimately, there is a point after we see the death of Charles Xavier, we have the X-Men split into X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue. These are the different X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue. Ultimately, after the death of Charles Xavier, somebody has to carry on his legacy, and we have different legacies to carry on. Magneto being the separate but equal kind of situation. As a reminder for those of you who aren't privy, the mutants are always whoever is discriminated at any point in time. As X-Men goes on, that's why they're never not discriminated against as far as comic continuity, right? So that always slides. But in 1963, we have Professor Xavier and Magneto representing Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, respectively. So as time moves on, Charles dies. We have these different ideals, separate but equal. Let's make an island. Everybody can get along. Let's work there. And then, so Cyclops kind of pulls up this, takes the mantle, and then we have Professor X coming back. It's all confusing. Ultimately, Red and they make X-Men Gold and Blue, and then in response to that, for Jean Grey becomes this in between. It's not separate but equal. It's not everybody can get along. It's, hey, we can make this work, but there needs to be some rules, right? So that Jean Grey emerges as the middle, and therefore we get X-Men Red. And X-Men Red happens, I think it's 2 years after Gold and Blue. So Jean Grey, anyway, with that, she's dead for 14 years. I said that a bajillion times. So ultimately what happens is the Phoenix is like, Phoenix Force can't die. It's an omniversal being, and it is obsessed with Jean Grey, even though there's many hosts throughout comic book continuity. Jean Grey is the Phoenix Force. It is very much, very simpatico, very much how Venom very much thinks that its prime mate is Peter Parker. The Phoenix Force prime person is Jean Grey. So with that, Jean's dead, but the Phoenix Force doesn't want Jean to be dead, so therefore she's not dead. And so the Phoenix Force is also trying to convince a Jean Grey to accept the Phoenix Force into her and to represent the Phoenix Force, etc. So what he does is what it does is bring back Jean Grey into this like fiery cocoon thing, and what it's doing is telepathically creating this city. She's like in this small city where all of these dead X-Men, dead and not dead X-Men are around. So she's surrounded by her compatriots and she's having this fun little life and enjoying it. And it's all a farce. And it's just the Phoenix Force very slowly, because the Phoenix Force does not experience time in a linear fashion. Once again, it's an omniversal being. There's only one Phoenix Force. And so it has no constraints of time, especially with its control over life itself, right? So it's taking its time and slowly trying to get its way into Jean Grey's heart, her mind, so that Jean Grey will accept the Phoenix as it is and then introduce her back into her reality is sort of the goal here. But subconsciously, Jean knows she's being messed with by the Phoenix Force, and therefore, once again, Jean is incredibly powerful without the Phoenix Force. So she makes a bunch of psychic things happen. A lot of things are moving around, whatever, in her reality, and this gets inspected by the X-Men, and they find a portal in New Mexico to her cocoon, more or less, in the middle of space. So they follow it. And we have like a time, because this is what happens when you get in the 2020s of comics, right? So there's a bunch of time displacement and reality displacement. So we've got a time displaced Cyclops. So we got like a child Cyclops. And we've got a version of Old Man Logan that are a part of this. And they're debating on who's going to go into this Phoenix. It's a Phoenix egg. I said cocoon earlier. It's an egg. I've been playing too much Marvel Rivals. So they're debating who's going to go into this egg. And it ends up being Old Man Logan. And he kind of gets through to her to be like, hey, this is fake. You need to break out of it. And she's like, it is fake. I need to break out of it. And ultimately, she calls Cyclops, the actual Cyclops, not the time displaced one, the Marvel 616 Captain Krakoa Cyclops. And ultimately, it's like, hey, you can take my life. You can take my life, come back to the world, and you can escape Phoenix. And she's like, sick. Let's do that. So Cyclops gives up her life once again. Cyclops dies more than Jean Grey. I don't actually know that. Let me know in the comments if Cyclops dies more than Jean Grey, but they die, both of them die a lot. Cyclops dies, and Jean Grey is supposed to be coming back, and I'm not even into X-Men Red yet, right? This is all the stuff leading up to X-Men Red, but it's really cool. So Jean Grey is set to go back, and she has a breakup. There's a breakup moment between her and Phoenix, and it's really cool. It's very well done. If you've ever seen the comic still where it shows Jean in the rain holding a little thing of fire, what it is it starts raining and she's like, we're not going to be able to work out, guy. We had a good run, but we need to go our separate ways. We're two individuals, and it's going to be what it is. And as it's raining, the Phoenix gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and he's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we do need to part, and eventually the rain puts out the fire, and that's her letting go of the Phoenix Force. So now we have Jean Grey without the Phoenix Force. She goes back to the world, as it were, and she starts this X-Men Red, which is her own team of Nightcrawler, Wolverine, X-23, Honey Badger, Gentle, and Trinary, and Namor. And so with this, she starts her own X-Men team, and what her goal is to be able to start a new nation. Essentially have her goal is to have the United Nations recognize the mutant race as its own nation, so that they can kind of start their own thing. So she gets all of her stuff together and goes and pitches this idea to the United Nations. And what she does before it is goes down through all these world leaders. She talks to T'Challa and gets the backing of Wakanda. Because Wakanda is represented at UN, Atlantis is represented at the UN by Namor. She gets the appeal of Namor and goes around to different world leaders, tries to sway their opinion, and then goes to the UN, pitches this idea, and is supported by these various nations, and the motion passes. Everybody cheers, right? The thing is, especially when you're a mutant, things never go right. So the ambassador from the United Kingdom comes up and is like, hey, really good work out there, a lot of respect, you screwed up a lot of my stuff, and you can never win, you mutant scum. And Jean's like, wait, what? This kind of flipped on itself. And then Jean picks up, oh, something's inside her mind. And as she's looking into, oh, something's going on here, the ambassador's head explodes. And if you're talking to Jean Grey and your head explodes, there's a pretty good chance that Jean Grey just blew her head off. Also, by the way, they're in front of everyone, so everyone just essentially sees Jean Grey blow up this person's head, right? Just full-on scanners, blood everywhere, gelatin, ooze, spaghetti, however you want to picture it, right? So this does not bode well. So all of a sudden we have a whole new slew of anti-mutant protests, etc. So they're kind of forced underground. They go to Atlantis, and so X-Men Red is based, their base of operations, Namor lets them stay in Atlantis, is Atlantis. And so they're trying to figure out what's going on. In the meantime, Storm goes crazy. It goes to Wakanda and uses her storm powers and rips that crap up. And she ends up being apprehended. And what had happened was they get her on the table and they do a little bit of research, and they find out that there's these little micro machines inside her brain that is controlling her, which we can assume is what was controlling the ambassador from the UK. And what it was is a form of mind control that is not using telepathy, but using machines, so Jean couldn't exactly shut it off. And so these are called Centites, and what they end up being able to do is track that back, and they find out that Cassandra Nova, Charles Xavier's sister that we see in Deadpool and Wolverine, Cassandra Nova is interfering and trying to ruin all chances of the mutants having any sort of prosperity or whatever, because that's sort of what she does. So typically she mind controls people as a sister of Professor Xavier would. But in this case, she actually only mind controls Forge, who then creates these Centites that can go into people's ears and mind control them that way. So now that they know, they're like, oh, what are we going to do? Stop her. And Cassandra Nova's like, by the way, I got a giant, at this point in time, they're like, I got a giant helicarrier, and I'm going to nuke it into, like, New York City. Sorry, I just watched Captain America. She said she's gonna nuke Genosha. My bad. So I watched Captain America last night. First Avenger. Rewatching the MCU. Let's go. So she's like, I'm gonna detonate the nuclear core of this helicarrier into Genosha. Everybody's gonna die. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be wild. So at this point, the Avengers and the X-Men team up. They hear about it and get it together, and they're stopping it. Stopping somebody like Cassandra Nova definitely takes a team that is that big. So ultimately, that's sort of where X-Men Red ends, and then we move. That's from there we move. 2017. That's when we kind of move into the Jonathan Hickman run, and things get revamped. So that's another reason why we had a lot of things ending, is that's when everything sort of started over, and we got a really cool run after that. But X-Men Red's a lot of fun, and it very much is Jean Grey leading the X-Men, and she's being awesome, she's being super powerful, and she does not have the Phoenix Force. So it's definitely worth the read, a good time. All the stuff from, in my opinion, from 27 all the way up to 2021, totally worth it. There's that. Next up is Power Level. Marvel Strike Force doesn't care about power levels, but here on Frosty Features, we do know the way that this works. If you are a multiversal threat, that means that you can end your reality, not just your reality, but all realities, as it were, being able to topple something like the multiverse at a whim. Universal means you can end your reality, perhaps then hop on over to another one and end that one, taking them down one by one. Cosmic means you have power on the small end of being able to take out things like small planetary bodies with enough time and effort, being able to take out something like a solar system or a galaxy. Nuclear means you have power equivalent to that of a nuclear bomb, leveling things like small cities or up to a planetary body. Super Soldier means you are beyond all human capabilities, being able to take out things like a brick wall up to a city block. City means that you are equivalent to a human being, trained to the absolute and utter peak of human perfection. Think about Olympic athletes here. In Marvel, we have a lot of mercenaries, ninjas, secret agents, and things like that are sitting at this level. And then finally, you have Greg. Greg is the undead Asgardian that's spawned by Hela in Marvel Strike Force, and without an Undying team to back him up or anybody else, Greg is nothing. So due to undead Asgardian physiology, and just because I like to make the argument, I equate Greg to that of a regular old human being. So in the event that I am speaking at the United Nations, and I am asking for sovereignty of all the Frosties of Osties, and I have I'm trying to get support from these other countries, and for some reason, Hela wasn't able to show up, so Greg's representing the underworld, who's now represented at the UN because of random politics. And Greg stands up and he's like, the Frosties of Osties should not have a sovereign nation. And I say, have at ye, fool. And I throw my name placard representing the Osties at his head. And we get into a duel, theoretically, because I am a regular human being that apparently is seeking for sovereign nation, seeking to become a sovereign nation. I theoretically could beat Greg. So, in the case of Jean Grey, I've said it multiple times and I'll say it again, super, super powerful, even referenced as from Cassandra Nova herself, is stronger without the Phoenix Force. That's debatable, but because of the backing of the Phoenix, I am going to include the Phoenix Force in here because they are so compatico. With the Phoenix Force, debatably without the Phoenix Force, Jean Grey is a multiversal threat. The Phoenix Force is an omniversal being. This means the Phoenix Force is bigger than the multiverse as itself. It exists outside of the multiverse and can see all of them going on and exists in all of them at the same time. And this force is obsessed with Jean Grey. And Jean Grey is so powerful in this fact that she can have effect on all of these different universes at the same time. Can she necessarily take them out? That's debatable, but because she can have a multiversal effect at a whim, she has to hold herself back. That's the big difference between her and a lot of her. I just realized I drew a parallel between her and Spider-Man earlier, and I'm gonna say it again. Spider-Man always has to pull back, right? Because he's fighting at a city level, and he's trying not to just own all these humans. She, very much like Scarlet Witch, has to hold back what's going on with her so she does not destroy what's going on, right? So, in this situation, my argument is that Jean Grey, on her best day, is multiversal. Is she the baseline multiversal being? Yes, I do think that if she was any weaker, and you could probably convince, in a good debate, you could convince me she's universal. I do think she is baseline multiversal powerful, but she is that, essentially, the Phoenix wants Jean to become a god pretty high on the hierarchy as far as the cosmology of the Marvel Universe goes, and she essentially just turns it down, right? That level of power is something to think on, right? So, Jean Grey, I'm making the argument multiversal. According to Scopely, at the end of the day, the only thing that's a little weird here is when they talk about the manifesting of her powers, is that the powers manifest all together, where the telekinesis and stuff happens with the telepathy, and it actually is just the telepathy. But besides that, I think this is actually a really decent intro to a character. It gives you enough background to kind of feel for her a little bit, but you also know who she is and where she comes from. I'm going to say they did it. There was only one little inaccuracy, and it's little. It very much is me mincing words a little bit, and honestly, the event is separated by a couple weeks of Charles Xavier's training. So with that is Frosty Features Jean Grey. I hope that you all had a good time. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Please let me know your favorite Jean Grey moments in the comments, or if I got anything wrong, I'd love to hear from you. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe here on YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything but a couple of clicks. As a reminder, I stream at the link above on Sundays, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we do Frosty Features live. I hope that you all enjoyed this. I hope that you all have a fantastic, fantastic weekend. Most importantly, y'all, stay cool. Stop recording, cause we're done. Catching up on chat is so much fun, yeah. What's up, Prince of Peace? What's up, Prince of Peace? How we doing, man? Saw you in there saying stuff. Odd pin this message cause it's back. It's back. I'm getting notifications on my phone cause I'm supposed to get off soon. We'll go back to Marvel Strike Force, but I don't know if we'll actually be playing it. Oh, man. Let's see. Where are we at? Rolf Kieran rated right before we started. X-Men dead and loving it. That could be... Hold on. Okay, I'm not far enough back yet. Rolf Kieran. Oh, these are all the raiders. Okay. Steaming hot cup of... Bathe me in lore. Tried. I tried. It's a tongue bathe of lore. I try. Try it, man. Try. Wonderful D, unless she's dead at the time. Yeah, she's dead all the time. X-Men dead and loving it. That's hilarious. Groundskeeper Joe, first time chat, welcome in. Way too many so, and yeah, I know. That's how I tell stories, my dude. I'm sorry. It's part of the Frosty charm. But you're right. I get it. I don't rehearse the Frosty features, obviously. I take the notes and I just talk. This is just me brain dumping all the Marvel lore I need out of my brain. But yeah, you're correct. Welcome in. Hola, Sin, what's up, man? Billie Jean is not my lover. Absolutely. Jean Grey is a walking, living fridge magnet. Absolutely. 50 Shades of Jean Grey. Jean is a prodigy and a predecessor of the Professor. Yeah, she is definitely prodigy. She's just a girl that claims that I'm the one. Oh, God. Just a girl claims that I'm the one. Triggered trauma, PTSD. She goes Super Saiyan. Red X-Men was created after what? I probably should have read that in time. Definitely relates to racism. It does, and also homophobia. I think they're kind of switching to transphobia a little bit now. I don't have any evidence of that, but there's a shot. It also could be also swinging back to racism or immigration. They're always representing something. That's the important thing to note. But that's why Professor X and Magneto were very important at the beginning, but now it's kind of expanded to all this different stuff, and that's why. I love X-Men lore. X-Men's the best. Greg is better than Frosty. Okay. Yeah. X-Men and Spider-Man are my jam. Absolutely. Greg is stronger than Frosty. Stronger than Goddess. Omniverse is a word. Omniverse and Oniverse are like that, the outside. So it's essentially the outside verse that contains a multiverse. So it's a universe is a single reality. When there's multiple realities, or you think about it like in the Loki show with all the strings, what is containing all those strings would be your omniverse. It's the next step out. That's where you have like characters like Eternity, the One Above All, etc. It all kind of falls into that cosmology I always talk about. You could be the god of the multiverse, Gene. Nah, I'm good. That's what happens. That's exactly what happens, which is crazy. Because there's so many comic book storylines of all these characters like trying to be God, and she didn't even try. Literally, an omniversal being was like, "Yo, I want you to be a god," and she was like, "No, absolutely not." She's like, "I'm human. I want to experience being human. I want to love like a human. I'm gonna be a human." Jean Grey artwork at MSF is awesome. Yes, you were getting carried away with Jean Grey lore. She's a legend. She is a legend. I only went a little bit longer than I normally go in those, so I ain't mad about it. And I hope y'all are. I have fun. Jean Grey's awesome, right? I've loved Jean Grey since I was a kid, right? So I'm okay with it. It's my channel, and I'll dive if I want to. Thanks for sticking around. I hope that y'all enjoyed that. You did a great job. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I hope that it was fun. I had fun. I only looked at my notes once, and it was just because I couldn't remember Annabelle on Hudson. It's complicated as fuck. Well, and that's the trouble. Figuring out what I want to talk about was super complicated because of how convoluted a lot of the X-Men stuff gets, especially in the 20 teens. Because you get all these alternate realities and all this stuff. Because what I didn't want to do was go really into the time-displaced Cyclops and which Old Man Logan it is and all that stuff. Cable's son, Tyler, is Jean Grey's grandson. Any more grandchildren? Hope Summers is technically a grandchild. There's another one, too. There's a third. There's a third. But it might not be directly related because also Madeline Pryor has kids. It all get genetic grandson, but not necessarily. Because also Nate Summers isn't technically her son because Nate Summers is born to Madeline Pryor, but genetically it's her son. I didn't say that. I just called him. I just said it was her son. I know Jean was so. I didn't know Jean was so promiscuous. She really wasn't though. She's not. Cyclops is, but Madeline Pryor is promiscuous, and Madeline Pryor is genetically the same as Jean Grey in every way. Should have made the clarification that Cable's not actually. She didn't birth Cable. She's stepson to Cable, but Cable's genetically her son, and she raised him. So technically he's a stepson, but genetically her son. So I just say he's the son. I'm sure somebody in the comments can flame me on YouTube and just be like, "Oh, that's not how it worked." Madeline Pryor had Nate Summers, so Havoc is a Starjammer because his dad, because of Corsair, yeah. Oh, I don't actually know if that's how that works, but that could be how it worked. I read a lot about Vulcan today too, because this morning, because there's 2 volumes of X-Men Red, and the second one is about Vulcan, which is another Summers. Isn't there a one-eyed Cyclops Starjammer? You know what's funny? Everybody keeps asking me about Starjammers, and I that's probably one of the teams I know the least about. I really don't know. Who has better clones, Jean Grey or Peter Parker? Peter Parker, bro. I think. I love Ben Reilly. I love Kane. He's got some good ones. Well, I don't know. It's hot. Literally just it's like Jean Grey but sexier. Be nice to get Cyclops version with the eye patch and MSF. We need more eye patches. We can get patches from what is it? Not Age of X. Age of Apocalypse. Okay. Who's on? It's about that time. Who's on? I know Real Bubba Hotep started streaming on Sundays, and then we also Sen usually gets on right about now. Let's see who is on. We do have a Real Bubba Hotep online. And we have a Sen. We rated Real Bubba Hotep last week. So we'll raid Sen. I gotta go to my war shit with Sen soon. Well, there you go. We're gonna raid Sen. So give Sen all the love y'all gave me. I appreciate y'all sticking around and hanging out. I hope that you all have a... Yeah, thank you very much, Prince of Peace, for swinging by. Hope that you all have a fantastic, fantastic week. And most importantly, all stay cool. Mm.